the committee secretary, will please introduce our guest today, including the senators first.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Good morning.
Senator Marcos was here a while ago, sir, but she left the meeting, sir. She was here first, sir. And for our guest for today, sir, we have from the ILG, Undersecretary for External and Legislative Affairs, Yusek Rico Judge, Javier Echeverry.
Can you raise your hands? Can you instruct everybody to raise their hands so I can...
Please, as I mention your name, kindly raise your hands. Again, from the ILG, Undersecretary for External and Legislative Affairs, Yusek Rico Judge Javier Echeverry. Assistant Secretary for Special Concerns, Local Government Sector, ASEC Odilon L. Pasaraba.
Present, Your Honor.
From MMDA, Legal Department, Attorney Angelo L. Ditera.
Good morning, Your Honor. Senator.
From COA, we have the Service Chief of Legal Adjudication Unit, Attorney Laarni Victoria B. Lim. Attorney Jennifer P. Alacon. Supervising Auditor COA Philippine National Police, Mr. Carlo P. Almonidovar.
Present, sir.
And Legal Affairs Office, Attorney Anne Maureen A. Zenarosa. Attorney Zenarosa.
Sabihin nyo naman, echo naman.
Present, sir.
From the IBP, we have the IBP Program Officer, Ms. Adrian D.C.
Hindi nyo pa pwede malagay doon.
IBP Program Officer, Mr. Jimar Estiliore. Kindly raise your hand, sir.
I don't see anybody raising their hands. Would you please do me the favor of raising your hand so I can recognize you? Don't be shy. Raise your hand. There, like that. Who's the last one?
Kindly turn on your videos. First, ma'am.
Estiliores? Mr. Estiliores?
Estiliore.
Mr. Estiliores, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you raise your hand?
I already raised my hand, sir.
No, I didn't see you raise your hand. Where are you? It's hard enough to go on virtual. Can you raise your hand, please?
Kindly turn on your video,
Yes,
sir.
Peter. Go on video. Go ahead.
From the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines, we have CBCP Episcopal Commission on Social Action, Justice and Peace, Reverend Father Antonio A. Labiao Jr.
Bishop Tony, good morning.
Your Honor, he's not around. He's not around, Your Honor.
Police Secretary, please mention those who are around and just say those who did not attend.
Okay, sir. CBCP Episcopal Commission on Social Action, Justice and Peace, Mr. Edilberto C. Guyano.
Okay, Edilberto. Thank you. How do I address you, Bishop?
Sir, I'm Alay. So,
Alay.
Mr. Guyano. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Talo kita ako, saklistan ako. Go ahead.
From TBP, we have the TBP Legal Counsel, Attorney Rudolph Hularbal.
Morning, Your Honor.
Rudolph Hularbal. Thank you.
Vice Chairman and Executive Officer, National Police Commission, Attorney Vitaliano N. Aguirre II.
Secretary Vitt, are you there? Secretary Vitt?
Mr. Chair, good morning. The Vice Chair is currently in another virtual meeting, sir, but he's monitoring, Mr. Chair.
Well, I like to see two people, one person doing two things at the same time. But maybe we will need him later. So please put him on notice because we will need his thoughts. Thank
Will
you.
comply, Mr. Chair. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And also, sir, from Napolcom Staff Service Chief Legal Affairs Service, Attorney Chito Bustonera.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Chito. Good morning, Mr. Bustalera.
And Director Evangeline Almirante.
Morning,
Hi,
sir.
Evangelist. From the Napolcom too?
From the Napolcom too, sir.
Yes.
From LTO, we have ASEC Edgar C. Galvante.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Morning.
This with the OIC Law Enforcement Service Regional Director NCR West, Attorney Clarence V. Ginto.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Ginto po of LTO.
Good morning, Attorney Kindo.
And Deputy Director Law Enforcement Service, Mr. Roberto Valera.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Who is Mr. Valera? Can you raise your hand, please? Mr. Valera?
Yes,
Where are
sir.
you?
I'm here.
Kindly raise your hand, please.
Yes, I already started my video, Your Honor. I'm raising my hand.
You're not appearing in the video. The chair recognizes Senator Marcos and thanks her profusely for coming back. I'm lonesome without her.
Thank you very much, Senator Gordon. I'm sorry, I was a bit caught up in another banking committee where I had a bill. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, po. Thank you. Anything else?
Sir, from the Philippine National Police, we have Police Lieutenant General Guillermo Lorenzo T. Eliazar.
Oh, yes. General Eliazar, welcome. You're always welcome. Thank you very much.
We have Police Major General Albert Ignatius D. Ferro, Director Criminal Investigation Detection Group.
Sir, Your Honor, good morning, sir.
Where are you? Can you raise your hands, please, so I can see you?
Good morning, sir. I'm Police Major General Albert.
You don't mind raising your hand so we can see you. Oh, there you are. You're in a group. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
The OIC, DLOD, DPRM, Philippine National Police, Police Lieutenant Colonel Donna N. Villarreal.
Morning, sir.
Colonel Villarreal, you're also in the group. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, I can see you.
Director of the IBM, APNP, Police Major General Marnie C. Marcos Jr.
Good. You're very well connected, Mr. Marnie Marcos.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Your Honor.
Are you related to the President, Ferdinand Marcos?
Your Honor, I'm from Ilocos Norte and a distant relative, Your Honor.
Yeah, everybody's related in Ilocos. I'm part Ilocano, so I know. Go ahead.
Internal Affairs Service, PNP, we have the Chief of Legal Affairs Division, Attorney Pearl Magbanwa.
Pearl Magbanwa. Are you there, Pearl?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Can you raise your hand, please? Are you in the group also? Okay, good. All right, thank you. I wish I could see your faces.
Of the Human Rights Affairs Office, PNP, Assistant Chief Police Colonel Joaquin R. Alva.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Colonel Alba. Good morning.
PNP Legal Service, Police Lieutenant Colonel Gerald Prieto.
Mr. Prieto, Colonel Prieto. General Prieto, I'm sorry. General. Are you in the center of the group? General Prieto, where are you? Well, we'll go on until he arrives. So go ahead.
And Police Lieutenant Colonel Al Paglinawan, PNP Legal Service.
Al Paglinawan is representing General Prieto. Okay. Go ahead.
From the National Bureau of Investigation, Regional Director NCR, Attorney Cesar Bacani.
Good morning po, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning, Cesar. Good morning.
From the Tanawan City Police investigators handling the case of Mayor Antonio Halili, PSMS Ralph R. Manzanilla.
Where is
And
where is PSMS Manzanilla? Are you there? Mr. Manzanilla, are you there? Oh, there you are. Can you say, I'm here?
I mean,
You're on mute.
I'm here, sir.
is with PSMS also, sir, Romel O. Sandoval.
Sir, I'm here, sir. Present, sir.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
From Malaybalay, Bukidnon, police officer handling the case of Attorney Winston Hinton. Sergeant Paulo Robert Pagulon.
Can you raise your hand and say, I'm here? You know, I was in the ROTC and you say, here, sir. All right. Go ahead. Thank you.
Cebu City police officer handling the case of Police Lieutenant Colonel Renato Malazarte. Sergeant Nicolo Gonzalez.
Sir, present, sir. Good morning, sir.
Sergeant pala, Sergeant. I'm sorry.
Sir, good morning.
From
Yes.
From Florida Blanca, Pampanga police officer handling the case of Joseph Bonera. We have Sergeant David Paul Chitagle.
Present, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning.
And we also have Sir Justice Magdagal De Leon.
Yes, Justice Magdangal de Leon, are you here? Are you here already? Justice Dangal? Thank you. Justice, could you please turn on your video so we can see what the justice looks like? Retired justice, that is. Thank you. Go ahead. Wala?
That's it, sir. That's for our guest for today.
We invited former police commissioner Ed Squeta. He should be showing up anytime. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Senator Marcos. The following resolutions and bills have been referred to the Committee on Justice and Human Rights and Finance. Senate Bill number 1828, Police Courts Act of 2020, authored by this representation. This is not the first time I've authored it. In the previous term, we were stranded. Senate Resolution number 593, crimes committed against judges, lawyers, and other officers of the court, authored by Senator Amy Marcos. Senate Resolution number 599, investigating the spate of unlawful killings, authored by this representation, and Senator Risa Hontiveros, Ralph Recto, Franklin Drilon, Francis Pangilinan, Mayor Maria Lourdes Nancy Binay, and Laila de Lima. And Senate Resolution number 600, inquiry on the series of unlawful killings of citizens, authored by Senators Joel Villanueva, Sani Angara, Maria Lourdes Nancy Binay, Grace Poe, Juan Miguel Zubiri, and Sherwin Gatchalian. By the resolutions alone, you know that there is an UN outcry from the Senate on all these killings that remain unsolved. Senate Resolution number 602, authored by Senator Leila M. de Lima. All right. I'd like to start with the quote. Whenever men take the law into their own hands, the loser is always the law, and when the law loses, freedom languishes. That is from the late Senator Robert Francis Kennedy. Now, let me just make my preliminary statement. I will let Senator Marcos speak first, if you don't mind, being the model of pulchritude and intelligence here. Go ahead, Senator Amy. Senator Amy, would you like to make the preliminary remarks, or will you allow me to go ahead? I cannot hear you. I always enjoy it when you smile. It's all gusto. All right. If you cannot hear me, let me go ahead, and I'm sure you'll make a comment later on, and more than just comments. Certainly, very prescient comments. You know, accountability, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to come over here to the Justice Committee and Human Rights. Accountability has been described as the hallmark of modern democratic governance. In the words of Benjamin Disraeli, a 19th century British politician, he said that all power is a trust, that we are accountable for its exercise, that from the people and for the people, all springs and all must exist. There exists a significant and overarching constitutional and fiduciary principle that those entrusted with public power are accountable to the public for the exercise of their trust. Thus, a public office is a public trust. Now, especially for the police forces, I will discard my preliminary statement. I think it's very technical. Thank you. These laws that are being proposed, you might say, might be a reaction. Certainly, our citizens, like Senator Marcos and all the others, have reacted towards so many killings going on in our country that have remained unsolved. We cannot allow that to happen. And so, let me stop first. I think Senator Marcos is speaking. May I ask the staff callers to call Senator Marcos to make sure that that she has pressed her button. Quickly. Senator Marcos. Tawagan nyo. Where's Athena? All right. My mistake. Senator Marcos has the greatest ability to attend two hearings at the same time. In any case, going back to my prefatory statements, there is certainly not only a significant but an overarching reaction against all the killings that are occurring in our country. And the police, which means people in Greek, they are what you call the COPs. Normally, we know them as chief of police, but in reality, the original etymology is they are constables of the people. They protect the people. Constable with stability, so to speak, if you will. But lately, with all the occurring crimes that have been perpetrated and many people dying, it really has gone to the point that I say there's a violation of the Constitution, particularly the Bill of Rights, which assures every citizen of the right to life, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, Section 2 of the 1987 Constitution, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects, against unreasonable searches and seizures, just like what happened in Cavite the other day, etc., shows the prevailing wisdom of the founding fathers of the 1987 Constitution, that life is sacred. And having said that, people have the right to their lives, to be safe, to be secure. But of late, more and more events have transpired where people are killed. Some of the policemen here are involved in the investigation of crimes against, let's say, the mayor of Tarawan, Mayor Halili, who was assassinated, and no solution has been preferred so far. Imagine being assassinated while doing your duty in front of City Hall, in front of your fellow employees of the government, in front of all public servants. And I can show you the tape. She's in the black, and all of a sudden, while singing the national anthem, he suddenly twisted, and he runs and then dies. There are many other incidents like that. Yes, 2 days ago, there was the case of Mayor Aquino in Samar, Calbayog, Samar, and together with two policemen, and many of you are policemen here in this committee, he was assassinated And horror of horrors, the day after, a seeming raison d'etat is preferred by the police. They say it was an encounter between the PIDEA and the mayor. That's very sad. Nowadays, you can hardly hide these violent incidents because there are CCTVs everywhere. And with more reason, there's a sense of urgency to be able to satisfy the thirst of the people for justice. And then you had that famous case of Nuesca, where he kills a 55-year-old woman in front of his daughter on an argument over land after about a half an hour of protracted argument. Tension. Police are trained to conduct rules of engagement, to be polite, to be courteous, to be firm and fair, and never to use their overpowering strength, the gun, which is given to them by way of what we might call the social contract theory. Citizens give their rights to be protected. They give their rights that policemen can can carry guns to protect the people. But when they start going beyond the boundaries of that protection, they must answer, and they must answer swiftly. Unfortunately, there have been too many cases where policemen are involved. Even in the academy, people are hazed or brutalized. So there's really something wrong with the system that we have. When I was in the Constitutional Convention, I opposed the fact that we should have one national police force, civilian in character, all over the country, because once a policeman in one jurisdiction of the national police becomes corrupt or becomes a murderer, then the whole system, the whole PNP, is now under the focus of scrutiny, public scrutiny, and even disgust. So kailangan po maayos po natin to dahil pinagtitiwalaan ng pulis, nakalagay dyan, to serve and protect, magsilbi at protektahan ang bayan. Pero sa dami ng mga kaso na lumalabas sa ating bayan, ay nakikita nyo, hindi na po proteksyonan ang bayan, ang mga kababayan natin. Halimbawa na lamang, no isang gabi lamang, nakita natin na in flag report, 48 victims were killed by unknown gunmen, usually on board motorcycle. But that's riding in tandem. I'm talking about policemen that are killed. 4 killings. For example, the perpetrators were identified as police officers. 3 of the killings perpetrated by police officers were done by ambushing the victim, either by riding a motorcycle or another vehicle. Where did that happen? I can remember a case in Quezon when 2 groups, one led by a police group, killed everybody in a car, and they were gambling lords, so to speak. But even if they're gambling lords or drug pushers, no one has the right, except the courts, to conduct a hearing, give due process. You have no right to, policemen have no right to become judge, jury, and executioner at the same time. There have been many, many cases that have been involved. I can go back to my own case. My father was assassinated by a police chief who was in cahoots with the local government executives at the time. So it doesn't mean that just because it happened, we're not going to solve that problem. I spent the whole part and up till now of my life looking for the killers of my father. And, you know, sometimes you really have to know what goes into the mind of a policeman who is given a badge, who seems to think that he is overwhelmingly powerful. And because of that, we have now conducted these proposals, not only to address all the killings, but also we do not want the policeman to get away with it. And most of the time when they go to court, they are lost in the bureaucracy. After all, how many policemen are there in this country? There are over maybe 200,000 policemen. All of them have just been paid well, better than teachers and nurses. A total of 207,316 positions filled, and yet they cannot solve any case. We are now conducting a review of how many murders have been perpetrated by policemen and how many of them are killed. But we cannot wait for reviews like that. And that is why I filed this bill not only in the last Congress, actually 5 Congresses ago, and to see to it that any criminal among the policemen will not be lost in the bureaucracy, will not be able to hide that the case has been filed against them in court in another area. And so the victim has to look, saan ba kinakasuhan yan? I've even put in, even as a civilian, I lobbied when my wife was congressman for the creation of people's law enforcement boards, where policemen must be judged with speed, with dispatch, so that we do not lose an iota of trust from the public, so that the community of the people, usually common folks sitting in plebs, can represent the people and act right away, and even take out a general who's been abusing or has done wrong in the community, and they can convene and they can summarily put that general or that captain or that sergeant right away under arrest, and pending appeal, he has to be disarmed so that he cannot hindi sila makakalusot. So marami tayong ginagawa para maproteksyonan ng tao. Yan na nga yung plebs at yan na nga yung ating ngayon itong police courts. Ano ang pakay ng police courts? Ang pakay niyan, magmula ngayon, kung mapapasa itong batas na ito, lahat ng kaso ng pulis ay mapupunta sa isang husgado sa probinsya na doon madaling hanapin at madaling mabilang. Sa lahat ng oras, magkakaroon ng transparency. At upang sa ganoon, malalaman natin kung napaparusahan talaga yung pulis o dinidribble sense of justice in this country. And kaya ngayon, saganang-sagana ang mga namamaril ng tao na nakamotorsiklo. There was even a case in Mindoro, if I'm not mistaken, where 2 policemen were involved in killing a civilian. Mabuti na lang nahuli siya sa next town. Mabilis yung mga tao doon. Nakakahiya ang ginagawa ng ilang mga taong uniformado. How can you look at your children at night when you go home and some of your members are not good law-abiding citizens? You, who are authorized by the people to carry a weapon to fight for justice, use the very weapon that have been given to you to harass, abuse, maim, and kill people. And that is why the objective of this bill is to really make sure now we do away with many of the bureaucracies na usually pagka may dumaan ka sa bureaucracy, lalo na yung mga administrative, nagkakaroon tayo ng sistemang kabaro. Hindi natin dapat kasuhan yan, kabaro natin yan, baka mangyari sa atin yan mamaya. Ganun rin yan. But the very law that protects you when you violate yung system na yan with the kabaro, eventually will catch up with policemen. And therefore, it is important that this bill ay dapat maging the sword of Damocles, so to speak, that you can run but you can't hide. Kapag ikaw ay nakasakit, nag-abuso ka, criminally, you abuse the constitutional rights of the people, you abuse PNP operational procedures and the Code of Ethical Standards committed by members of PNP, criminal cases, yan ay babaksak, hindi na sa Napolcom, hindi na sa Department of Local Government. Yan ay tuloy-tuloy, halimbawa yung kay Nuesca, tuloy-tuloy na yan pag dumaan sa Regional Appellate Court ng PNP, hindi na aakyat sa Secretary of Local Government at yan ay tuloy-tuloy na sa husgado. At ngayon, magkakaroon kayo ng pagkakataon na hindi nyo binigay ng mga salarin sa mga mamamayan na pinatay ng wala man lang husgadong umabot. Kahit na sino pang masamang tao, drug pusher, kahit na sino pa, kahit na sa harapan ng West Barilin yung tao, kung hindi binigyan ng due process, you are guilty. You'll be adjudged guilty by any judge if you do not take and follow the rules of engagement and protect the basic rights of the accused. So based on that now, and based on all the crimes that have been perpetrated, gusto kong malaman ninyo na ito ay tatalakayin natin ngayon. Ito ay garansya ng gobyerno na magkakaroon ng efficiency and high-quality decisions and resolutions of cases. Ito ay magkakaroon tuloy ng makakahina ng maluwag ang mga tao na pagka pulis ang kalaban, may laban na sila. At hindi ko nilalahat ang pulis, ha? Even a few rotten eggs can ruin the entire basket. So, sayang ang pinag-aralan sa PNPA, sayang ang pinag-aralan sa PMA pagka niyurakan ang karapatan ng tao. Ito sinasabi ng UN report in 2020. More than 8,000 people have been killed in the war on drugs and there has been only one conviction for murder despite thousands being killed. In fact, inamamatay for the last 5 or 10 years, 10 years, ay 30,000 sa mga riding in tandem. Halos walang nasosolve. We will not take it any longer. And the Congress of this country, while we cooperate with the executive, we will not cooperate with injustice. You are not exempt from the long arm of the law. You are not exempt from facing charges just because you wear a uniform and a badge. So on that note, I'd like to start now. We have also some guests here, Attorney Federico Agcawili with the Philippine Bar Association and MMDA General Manager Jojo Garcia, the President of the MMDA, and eventually, you know, I had complained to Mr. Garcia at one time that right in front of this building, may binaril na naka-van na prominenteng tao, and I don't care kung sino siya, kahit na prominente siya or naman, ay pinagbabaril magkabila at namatay. At tinawagan ko agad si Mr. Garcia ng MMDA. Ganun dapat ang maging attitude ng bawat tao na hindi mag-uusisa. Ang nalulungkot ako, kahit nasabihin niya na yung mayor na napatay sa Calbayog, bilang na lang sasabihin involved sa drugs, that is not a reason to kill. That is why you are there. You're trained to investigate. You're there to produce evidence. You are there to train every day so that you get your men. But if you use the gun, you have no business staying in the police force 1 second because you're a killer. You're a murderer. And the people will not tolerate that among the people who are supposed to serve and protect the people. Yan ang kailangan natin malaman. Kaya ngayon, panahon natin pag-aralan itong batas na minumungkahi natin. At gusto ko sana imbestigahin lahat yung mga namamatay dito magmula nung January 1 para malaman ninyo ang number of victims ng mga riding in tandem na walang nasosolve. 91 victims from January 1 to March 10. 92 victims, 92. At ang patay ay 70. Ang injured, nakaligtas, 20. Unhurt, 2. So, kung tanongin kaya kayo ng mga anak ninyo, tatay, bakit walang nasosolve ang pulis? Matitingnan nyo ba ng diretso? Ang sabi nyo na bisaklat ang pulis, na wala silang focus. How many thousands of cold cases are there na hindi na nabubuksan dito sa atin bayan? Kaya umpisahan na natin itong investigation natin in aid of legislation at since this is a Committee on Justice, I will ask the Committee Secretary to put everybody under oath. You're appearing before the Senate of the Republic of the Philippines in a very important investigation. Mr. Secretary, Committee Secretary, please administer the oath.
May I ask everyone to please raise your right hand? Okay. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this hearing?
Yes, I do.
All right, the chair looks at all of you and you have raised your hands, except the gentleman with the pencil there in the middle. Excuse this gentleman. Attorney Reggie, you have not raised your hand. Okay, let the record say that Attorney Reggie has finally raised his hand. The record will show that everybody has raised their hands to swear that they will tell the truth and nothing but the truth in this committee hearing. Thank you very much. Senator Marcos, would you like to begin the questions, please? Senator Marcos? Tawagan niyo nga. Okay, session is resumed. I think Senator Marcos is currently detained. Let me just ask Police Major General Albert De Ferro in charge of CIDG. Sir, General De Ferro, you replace General Coronel, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where are you? Can you raise your hand? Oh, yeah. You're among the group. How many cold cases does the police have at the moment?
May I refer to the our info feature?
To the what? Do you have an answer?
We'll check first with the referencer. Wala tayong number. Get back to you as soon as the numbers are available, sir.
I think those figures should be taken to bed with you, because that should be something that you should think about every night, that there are so many cases that are unsolved. That should be your personal goal, to open up these cases and to provide justice to everyone. Don't you think so?
Yes, sir.
Well, I hope you do that, because it is your high sense of duty that must prevail. Not yung talagang ganyan, wala akong magagawa, tapos na yan. Finish, next attraction, next killing, please. Hindi pwedeng ganon. In the meantime, let me get to the point. I don't want to detain some of the justices here. Will all the police people please be prepared to answer questions? You are policemen. You ought to know your job. I will ask Justice Dangal de Leon, a former justice of the Court of Appeals, what he thinks about the law that we are proposing. That, by the way, this was taken in in consultation with the Supreme Court that one of the ways to do it to prevent anonymity in the cases would be to designate a particular court in every province, like something like an admiralty court or a court for domestic affairs, right? Justice Dangal, would you favor us with your observation, please?
Yes, Senator Gordon. Unfortunately, I can't open my video. I don't know how. I have no video.
Do you have a grandson there or a great grandson with you?
No, my son and daughter left, so they're out of the house. So I don't know how to do it.
But seems to be the one. It's okay. We can hear your voice.
But okay, sorry. Okay, I think there's no problem with Congress amending the law when it comes to jurisdiction of courts. That's the domain of Congress. Substantive law is the domain of Congress. So you can amend BP 129, you can amend Sandigan law, creating this new court, particularly about policemen who violate the Constitution and rules of engagement. I think everything is in order when it comes to this law, proposed law to amend about jurisdiction, BP 129 and the Sandigan law. Everything is illegal.
And that would mean that we can now, the Supreme Court can now designate a particular court in every province to have additional duties to handle police cases, so that when the people try to find out where their cases are, they can find out where a policeman is being tried. Do you agree with that, sir?
Yes, I agree with that. Once the law is passed, that's the job of the Supreme Court, designation of particular courts in every province, within the power of the Supreme Court. They can do it.
So madali sa mga tao ngayon na masundan yung mga kaso ng mga pinagbibintangan na mga salarin ng kanilang pamilya, at mas madali nilang maiintindihan kung ano ang proseso, sapagkat hindi na sila kakapa-kapa na maghahanap kung saan ang judge. Sino ang judge o saan yung pulis na yan. At mababawasan rin yung mga pulis. Di ba kadalasan, in your experience, maraming pulis nalilipat, hindi na nalilitis yung kaso at nadidismiss. Tama po ba yun?
Yes, that's the problem. But there's a special court for this particular offenses committed by the policemen. Madali lang matrace. It's easy to trace already the status of the case. You know which courts are trying these policemen who violate the Constitution and the law. Madali lang hanapin yung kaso.
And as you're aware, there are administrative cases filed against policemen. And that goes at a very slow pace. Because lumalabas na pagka dumaan sa PNP, sa NAPOLCOM, sa plebs, sa citizens claims, doon sa IAS. Niloloko na nga yung IAS, although magaling yung nagpapatakbo niyan, dapat mag-search siya, nagiging IWAS yung IAS. Dahil pagka police na involved, hindi na lilitis yung kaso at natatagalan, although sabi bumibilis na raw. At pagkagaling dyan, mag-a-appeal doon sa Regional Appellate Board ng PNP. At pagkatapos yan, aalisin na yung tinatawag na appeal to the National Appellate Board. Tatanggalin na yung appeal to the DILG, appeal to the Civil Service Commission, at tuloy-tuloy na ito sa Regional Trial Court. What do you think of that, Justice?
Yes, that will shortcut the process because policemen investigate their peers, mga kabaro nila. It's very difficult for them to do that, no? Eh kung litis sa mga polis, ang korte na, then who's supposed to be independent, and they can the cases will be proceeding faster. Mas mabilis matatapos ang kaso.
I would like to emphasize that we are not accusing the whole rank and file of 200,000 plus police forces. There are just a few of them, but there are too many few of them who do these dastardly acts. Kaya kailangan mabigyan sila. Do you think na magkakaroon ng takot ngayon yung mga pulis sapagkat ngayon madali na silang hanapin ng mga media? Ano ba nangyari kay Nuesca? Saan ba si Nuesca? Kung di ka nagbabasa ng dyaryo, hindi mo alam kung nasa naroon na si Nuesca. Yung bumaril lang Ale doon sa Tarlac. Normally, sasabihin natin, nasa Tarlac. Ang daming court sa Tarlac, hindi po ba?
Yeah, definitely. May special courts for policemen. Madali na mahanap yung kaso. Hindi rapor ko sa isang korte. Rapor iba-ibang korte yan. How can you trace? So difficult to trace.
And in this era, pwede lang pumunta yung tao sa in this era where the Supreme Court is computerizing everything, they can just go to the website and take a look kung saan napunta yung tao na yun within that jurisdiction. Would that be correct, sir?
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Mabilis yan. Mabilis ang proseso. Siguro baka in a few months, tapos na yan eh.
And how many days? And ilang araw po dapat tatagal ang kaso ng isang nasasakdal kahit hindi siya pulis? Ang mga judge po, di ba, mandated to render a decision not more than 90 days from the time and case is submitted for decision. Tama po ba yan?
That's true. Both in criminal cases, civil cases, 90 days to decide the case. Kaya lang, ang dami kasi ng kaso ng sa area. May mga korte na maraming trabaho, maraming kaso talaga eh. It will take a little time. But if they cannot, yeah.
Kaya meron po kami yung ginawa na binabago namin yung jurisdiction. Yung iba binigay na natin sa municipal trial court.
Yes, that's right.
Yung halaga na hanggang 2 million, bababa na sa national, sa
MTC. First level.
MTC. Tama po kayo?
Yeah, MTC na. That's better. It's true. It's true.
Pwede
Para
na rin
magbawasan trabaho ng RTC.
kaso ng Admiralty, yung ibang specialized courts ng MTC. So babawas yan. Ano naman po ang mangyayari pag binigyan natin sa pulis, sa RTC, yung mga kaso ng pulis? Palagi nyo, dadagdag yan o babawas?
Well, kung kaso ng RTC, mabuwas sa MTC, some of them, that will lighten the load of the RTC judges.
Yes. Pero ano kaya ang impact psychologically sa mga pulis? Siguro talagang natin ang mga pulis natin. Si General Ferro, you're new at CIDG. Anong reaction nyo dyan sa batas na yan? Na pagka ngayon involve ang isang pulis sa katiwalian, katulad ni Nuesca, katulad dito mga nahuli, yung nahuling bumaril doon sa Mindoro tapos tumakbo, nakamotorsiklo, naharang lang siya ng mga tao doon sa susunod na bayan. I can give you the name in a few minutes as soon as my staff wakes up.
Sir, as to the case of former police officer Nuesca, he's still in jail and he's dismissed from the PNP service, sir.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Either kumisan kung walang public light, ang mangyayari parang house arrest, preso kaballero, nandun lang siya sa opisina ng hepe, hindi siya nakakulong. Ngayon pagka ito meron na, talagang makukulong na siya ng tuluyan, di ba? Mabilis sa umbisa pa lang. At pag nakita ng mga tao nakukulong, yung mga taong ganon, sa palagay niyo ba, pag diniktahan nyo na yung mga pulis, yan, makukulong na kayo mabilis. Papunta na kayo ngayon sa local court, alam na ng tao kung saan kayo, hahabulin kayo dyan, makakatulong ho ba yan?
Yes, sir. Actually, the local police of Tarlac was very prompt in responding to that particular incident, and he was arrested and was charged in court, and he was immediately dismissed from the service, sir.
And we commend them. Pero halimbawa, kung wala kayang video yun, wala nakakita. Sila lang nakakita. Nako, di palipat-lipat yung mga tao siguro. And I know that. I was a mayor. So, pagka pulis, natatakot yung tao, di ba? Would that be a reasonable impression?
Yes, sir.
Hindi dapat kinakatakutan ng pulis. Kaya dapat meron tayong community relations officer na pupuntahan ng tao na hindi na tutulungan ng tao kung may mga hinain sila. Tama po ba yan?
I think the police should be respected rather than be feared, Your Honor.
Well, that is a wish. That is an ambition devoutly to be wished. Ika nga. Di ba? Parang yung kay Hamlet.
Yes, Your
We
Honor.
wish that that was the case, but in reality, that is not the case. Amy, would you like to ask a question? Go ahead.
No, Mr. Chair, in the interest of tidy legislation, meron po kasi akong bill, yung bill ng IAS. It's Senate Bill number 1385, and it was a bill that attempted to strengthen the IAS. I recall in the last hearing, Senator Gordon stated that the IAS should no longer be merely recommendatory, but should be able to decide at least certain things, to decongest the courts, and also because of their expertise in police matters. I was wondering if we should urge the Committee on Peace and Order and perhaps a majority leader to co-refer this, to similarly refer this bill with regard to the fiscal autonomy, expanded adjudicatory power, and increased capacity building of IAS personnel para magkakasama to, may internal na IAS at kasama rin ang initiative ng ating chair na magkaroon ng sariling police courts at magbakian na ng trabaho ng maayos para hindi nalalagjam lahat itong mga mediation and adjudicatory bodies. Yun lang po, just a reminder about 1385, which is still in the Committee of Peace and Order po.
The Right Honorable the Rock of the Senate, si Bato, General Bato, at kailangan siguro follow-upan natin siya, but I'm willing to insert your amendment here anytime because I cannot say no to you. All right?
Thank you. Thank you. Baka mas may pag-asa yung bill ko kung nakasingit lang sa provision dito, strengthening the IAS. Opo.
Sabi nga ni General De La Rosa, pwede, pero di pindi. Yan, di ba? Anyway, I'm not trying to make light of it. I just want to make sure that let me go back. General Ferro, I'm sorry, I have to keep referring to you. Yung binaril sa Mindoro at nagtakas, tinuturo ba sa pulisyon, babaril ka tapos tatakbo ka?
Repeat the question, Your Honor.
I know, I will rephrase para makakala nyo na nasasaktan kayo doon sa tanong ko. Isang kailangan sabihin ko talaga totoo eh. Hindi naman tinuturo sa pulis na bumaril lang tao, di ba? Unless talaga in defense. Di ba? Kailangan self-defense o talaga wala ka na magagawa dahil mapapatay ka o talaga alam mo, tama po ba yan?
Yes, sir.
Yes. All right.
The PNP adhere to the rule of law and the police operational procedure. Your Honor, I have with me the list of unsolved heinous and sensational crimes from January 1 of last year to December 31 of last year. The total is 1,877, ranging from the different criminal cases of murder, rape, kidnapping, serious illegal detention, carnapping, parricide, violation of Republic Act 9165, robbery, qualified piracy, qualified bribery, treason, plunder, infanticide, arson. So these are the cold cases that is available on hand, sir, for your reference, sir.
Thank you. I would like to get a copy of that if I may, so we can evaluate that. I'm not going to pass judgment na yun lang ang kaso. Alam ko marami. Pero we'd like to get that. But let me go back to, and thank you very much for that. Let me ask you, yung bumaril dyan sa Mindoro, kasama ba yan dyan? Yung si Senior Inspector Magdaleno Pimentel Jr. at saka si SP Markson Almendras. Ginawa ng mga pulis na yan, ay bumaril sila doon sa isang bayan at biglang tumakbo. At habang tumatakbo sila, masabat sila doon sa kabilang bayan, sumisigaw pa siya, tropa, tropa. Sabihin, tropa tayo. Huwag niyo akong pakialaman, katropa niyo ako. Ano nangyari dyan sa kaso na yan?
We will
That
look
is
into
one of
that,
the
sir.
most blatant.
We will look into
Eh,
that, sir. We believe it is in 2016, and we will conduct further
That is correct.
research on that, sir.
According to the Inquirer on November 7, 2017, sir,
Yes, sir. We
Senior
have
Inspector Dalino Pimentel and Inspector Markson Almecrans are back on duty.
We will check on that, sir.
Well, you know, this is the Senate. This is your Senate. I'm sure you vote for the Senate, and I hope you voted for me. And even if we did that, we are still the Senate of the people of the Republic of the Philippines. Pero, ayan, huling-huli, tumakbo, may flight, may treachery, gabi, nahuli, pero ang lumalabas dito, pakitignan nyo nga lang yung investigation na yan. Now, tanong ko kayo, kung yan ay na-file kagad sa korte sa Regional Trial Court at hindi lang sa IAS o hindi lang sa administrative cases, palagi ko tapos na yan eh. Dahil maraming testigo eh. Would you agree, sir?
I would definitely agree with you, sir. And the PNP does not allow any misdoings of our personnel. And immediately, if the evidence will stand in court, I think he will be dismissed and he will be criminally charged, sir.
You know, you sound like a very, very outstanding policeman. I'm sure you will not be there. And I'm sure you're a lawyer. Are you a lawyer, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. Kasi si Gilles Coronel went to the same university as I did. Magbibiro lang ako, the University of Law, College of the Philippines, the UP Law School. But anyway, a lot of cases have been filed in court are not resolved or dismissed because kulang ata sa supervision ang mga kinaukulan sa pulis na they neglect attending to their court duties. What do you think is the impact pagka yung tao di nalilitis yung kaso at yung mga napatay o naabuso, nakikita nila? I'm sure gusto kong makita na ang mga pulis, put yourselves on the side of the people that have been abused. Siyempre, magagalit ang tao. Tama po ba yan?
Yes, sir, because that's a duty with the police to attend diligently on all court proceeding. And that is a grave offense if you fail to attend in any instance in any scheduled hearing, sir.
In fact, even in the case of Nuesca, ayaw niya magpa-test sa drugs. Kaya
I believe, sir, Sergeant
sabihin,
tested
kung
for
natin,
drugs, sir.
Yeah, kung hindi natin babantayan, talagang kahit anong galing, walang mangyayari. Now, how is the PNP monitoring pending cases? Kung ganon.
Actually, it's been one of the best practice of CIDG and other PNP units to have a case monitoring for every filed cases in court, sir.
And I don't have to have my people review it. I'm sure marami tayong makikitang kaso na na-dismiss dahil yung police hindi nag-attend. Tama po ba yan?
Correct, sir. And I would like to report to the Honorable Senator Gordon that there are cases filed against police officer that are negligent of their duties and other criminal acts. So,
in fact, I will help you, Colonel General. I'll help you. I'm looking at the Inquirer dated April 22, 2015. Sinasabi dyan, PNP sues over 100 cops for failing to testify in court versus drug suspects. Maganda sa press release. Pero ano nangyari doon sa mga pulis na yan? Tinanggal ba yan? Ano ang attrition rate natin sa pulis sa mga ganyang kaso? Ilan ho ang natatanggal sa pulis every year? Do you know?
sir, may I ask the director for the IDM to answer to the rate of the PNP members who are being found not to fail to testify in court because that's in the ambit of the directorate who has the database on CAPS failing to testify in court, sir.
Before you do, let me just say I have confidence among the many generals in the PNP that they will not tolerate that. Pero siyempre may pressure. Hindi mawawala yung pressure na pagka kapwa pulis, medyo nadadrag ang paa. Hindi sila basta gagalaw. At hindi natin maalis na komisyan nagkakaroon ng bata-bata system, which is probably few and far between. But nonetheless, one case like that is one too many. Would you agree, sir?
I would definitely agree with you, sir. And in fact, sir, the PNP have launched the internal cleansing initiative, wherein we were able to establish a counterintelligence unit purposely to look into scalawags and police that are not diligent in their work as a law enforcer. And the PNP leadership, I believe, does not tolerate those that are remiss in their duty. And we do believe that we cannot really gain the trust and confidence of the people if we are remiss and we are not diligent on our work, sir.
The advice, the rank and file of the PNP, that this should be said in every police. Di ba sa umaga, tinatawag niya yung mga police para magkaroon kayo. Ito nangyari kagabi, may patayan dito, may nagnakawan dito. Pero tandaan nyo, tayo ay mga police, tayo pinoproteksyon natin ng tao. Di ba meron kayong gano'n every day?
Definitely, sir. When I was the provincial director of Compostela Valley, every single day our chief of police come up with a crime statistics, crime analysis on every barangays, every sitio. So I do believe that each leader of different police units have a monitoring system, a database that monitor the crime situation in every barangays, including drug affectation and other issues that concern the public safety of our people.
Yes. Naniniwala ako sa inyo. Pero siyempre, again, one case na nagkamali tayo is one case too many. Pero hindi lang one case, marami. My staff is asking me if they can show a video here. Huh? We'll do that later on because I have not seen the video. But let me just go back to my question. Na anong sagot ho ni General Marnie Marcos Jr., Directorate for Investigative Record, ng list of police cases? Mayroon ho ba?
Yes, Your Honor. If I may, Your Honor, we have a data from our e-subpoena that there are a total of 138,599 cases from calendar year 2015 up to this date, Your Honor. And as per instruction of our Chief PNP is to review why this failure to attend court hearings and appropriate cases will be filed against them, Your Honor, administrative cases. And I would like to report to you, Your Honor, that acted complaints from that 138,599 is now 8,147. Now, we still have pending complaints in a total of 56,452, Your Honor. So, we are reviewing why these policemen failed to attend court hearings. Now, in some cases, reasons for that failure to attend, because in some cases, they were already presented in court, Your Honor. But records from the courts of course, they are witnesses. So once they were already presented as witnesses in court, they were no longer needed for presentation, Your Honor. What I mean, sir, is that kung minsan, sir, we have several witnesses na policemen. Some were already presented, but still they are being subpoenaed. So with this, sir, pinapa-reviews ng ating Chief PNP, and if they really failed to attend these cases without any apparent reason, administrative cases were filed against them, Your Honor.
And do you think, sir, that that's enough, administrative case? Don't you think it's very, very serious na pagka pumalya sila, dapat either tanggalin sila o suspendin sila at pagka repeated, tanggal na kagad. We don't deserve a police personalities like that. Don't you agree?
Yes, Your Honor, we agree on that. That's why, Your Honor, this failure to attend court hearing is a very grave offense in the administrative rules and regulations of the PNP, Your Honor.
Maybe hindi ko narinig, pero tinanggal nyo ba yung mga hindi nag-attend?
There are some who were given penalties, Your Honor, demoted. Some were given suspension, and others, I'm not sure of the data if they were dismissed, Your Honor, because this is only a grave offense, Your Honor.
Okay, let me go back to Justice Magdangal de Leon. Justice de Leon, would it be nice, para alam naman natin, ginagawa ng pulis ang kanilang tungkulin sa iba't ibang lugar at baka malipat yan. Would it be good to put, in the case of police officers, dapat continuous hearing kagad, although that's a policy already, di ba? Dapat continuous hearing. Ha?
Sa policy already, continuous hearing, yeah.
Pero kaya ba ng mga judges sa RTC na mag-continuous hearing pagdating ng kaso, nakahandaan na lahat at para hindi tatagal yung kaso ng pulis, hindi sila maabala at hindi mangyayari ang mga yan. I can see the Egon Cayosa. Is that you, Egon? Are you there?
Yes, Honorable
Okay.
Chair.
Just want to recognize the IBP is present, and also Attorney Akawili. I will ask you the same question I asked Justice Magdangal de Leon. Do you think that talagang strictly enforced yung pag-file ng kaso, halimbawa magawa itong police courts na continuous hearing hanggang matapos? Justice Dangal, kaya ba yan?
Supposed to be, that's since 2017, pumasa na yung continuous trial of criminal cases, September 2017. Pero problema kasi, depende sa area eh. May mga courts na Metro Manila, yung metropolitan areas, talagang masyadong maraming kaso. Pero sa mga probinsya, small towns, that's doable. Konti lang ang caseload ng mga judges. Depends
Sir,
on
I'm sure the
place.
Supreme Court in its wisdom, and certainly when I attend the next Judicial Bar Council, I would like to say this to the Chief Justice, na siguro dapat bigyan muna ng priority yung mga kaso ng pulis para mabilis magawa at bantayan yung mga judge sa kanilang paglilitis ito mga kaso ng pulis. Would that be a step in the right direction, sir?
Yes, that would be good if the justice will tell the judges give priority to these cases. Kasi that can be the advice to the judges to give priority to these cases of policemen.
Para sa ganun magkakaroon ng exemplary effect.
Yes.
Attorney Cayosa, what do you think?
Mr.
Attorney
Chair,
Cayosa, President of the IBP.
yeah, Mr. Chair, based on the experience of the specialist courts like the commercial courts, family courts, and the heinous crimes courts, there are practical and strategic advantages to designate specialized courts so that the cases move much faster. Even in the deliberations of the JBC and the choice of the appointing power for the judges for these specialized courts, the the designation will be more focused on the skills and the character needed. Also, if there are specialized courts, the judges sitting therein could be given special training by the Honorable Supreme Court. So these are the advantages, Your Honor, that moves these cases faster when there are specialized courts.
I think we have that in our law proposed bill that the Supreme Court shall create a special court by designating to be called the police court. Police courts shall have jurisdiction over civil and criminal cases involving abuse of authority, whether in or off or on duty. Police courts shall have jurisdiction over civil and criminal cases arising out of the violation of a member of the PNP or its PNP operational procedures or other police protocols designed to protect the rights. And therefore, dapat sa qualification nila, ititrain pa sila ng Judicial Academy. Would that be a step in the right direction, Attorney Cayosa?
Yes, Your Honor.
So pwede natin ilagay yun na dapat may training kagad yung mga judges na ma-designate dyan. In fact, that's in our bill. Supreme Court shall provide periodic and continuing training on police court judges and court personnel on police protocols, police tactics, rules of engagement, PNP operational procedures, Philippine and international human rights laws, etc. Would you agree to that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. Specialized training and specialized knowledge will enable the courts to move faster and with much precision because they know the operations of the law enforcers. It makes sense, Your Honor, that will be very helpful.
Yes, sir. And what do you think would be the impact of this on on the police rank and file when you have a special court focusing on the crimes committed by policemen on a continuous hearing basis and who are qualified because they have started training, they have finished training on procedures of police forces?
Well, the expected justice beliefs, Your Honor, to be achieved by specialized courts dealing with PNP officials or personnel will put on notice the few in the PNP who might be minded to break the rules. And if they know that there are courts that specialize in hearing their cases, the innocent, of course, will be assured that they'll be cleared much faster, but the guilty will have to contend with fast and certain punishment. And to our mind, that's a very effective deterrent to any illegal activities or impropriety on the part of those in the uniformed service, Your Honor.
Thank you. And what about the Philippine Bar Association? I understand my good friend, Attorney Rico Domingo, incumbent president of the Philippine Bar Association, and Attorney Alcawili is also there. I also understand Mr. Ed Squeta is online. He's the former vice chairman of the National Police Commission. Would you like to comment? Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Chair. Thank you for inviting me. The original invitation was actually to my esteemed predecessor, Attorney Federico Kawili, who relayed the invitation to me right now. It was a
Thank you, Rico, for attending.
Thank you, Mr. Senator and Chairman. My threshold concern really is that we are actually, with all due respect, we applaud the objective and the rationale behind the proposed creation of the courts. No? But I was thinking, I mean, from my 44 years of practice, even if you put another layer, and I suppose it's not a layer that is police-centric, because even the Supreme Court on its own can actually establish or create specialized courts, right? Like the Intellectual Property Court, as you correctly said, the other specialized courts, right? The corporate courts and everything. But what I'm saying, Your Honor, is that there should be a very thorough study on potential duplication of functions of other courts that are existing that are part of the hierarchy of judicial system, Your Honor. So there should be a very, very close analysis on how your proposed court, the police court, which is police-centric, as I mentioned, would somehow relate with other existing courts, like the Sandigan Bayan and the other, because there might be potential issues on jurisdiction. That's why there should be a very thorough study along that line, Your Honor. And number two concern that we have, Your Honor, is that, as I mentioned, I've been practice for a long, long time, and it's not so much of the court or the one manning the courts. I participated in a European Union study on access to justice sometime early 2000, and most of our reform amendments and our proposals were accepted by the Chief Justice of the Court, which are now institutionalized in the court system. But what I'm saying, Your Honor, is that I think there should also be a thorough analysis on how the judiciary is efficiently running the system. Because otherwise, for example, in my experience in the intellectual property courts, the judges may have been assigned originally as IP court judges, okay? But what they do is they rotate, Your Honor. You can have all the training in the world, but they rotate the judges, and later on, the next 1 or 2 years, there'll be a different set of judges. So I think that should be also be focused on, Your Honor. And if need be, Your Honor, we're willing, on behalf of the association, we're willing to submit our position paper in this regard, Your Honor, in aid of your legislation. Thank you very much, Chairman.
Well, the point is well taken, Attorney Domingo, but we have studied the matter as well, and we welcome your position paper. Maybe we have some gaps in our studies, but certainly the bill also will amend Section 2 of RA 10660, giving the Sandigan exclusive appellate jurisdiction over final judgments, resolutions, or orders of regional trial courts, whether in the exercise of their own original jurisdiction or of their appellate jurisdiction, as hereby amended, which means that in terms of the police, the police courts, by the way, the police court is designated in every province, no? And exclusive original jurisdiction to hear and decide the following cases that I've already outlined earlier. So they will now have exclusive original jurisdiction, and this is appealable to a police court designated within the Court of Appeals. So they will have to really study that. But anyway, we will take the matter of your concern at heart very seriously. Thank you,
Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
I think Attorney Escueta is there, Vice Chairman of the Police Commission, former. Attorney Escueta, are you ready to make an observation?
Yeah. Hi. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for inviting me, Senator Dick. My focus is on how the policeman can have the opportunity to really go to court and become witnesses in a crime pending before the court. It is unavoidable that a policeman stationed in Tawi-Tawi, who is a witness to a crime committed in Tawi-Tawi, can later on be assigned somewhere in Luzon. And that becomes a problem for the policeman in terms of attending court hearings in Tawi-Tawi. So that's just one example. There are other reasons why a policeman is unable to really attend court hearings because of distance and more important assignments or missions. So I think we should find out if the current trend in doing work can be applied to the courts, particularly in terms of using technology, Zoom hearings or virtual hearings, where the policeman who is now stationed in Luzon can very well be a witness in Tawi-Tawi through technology. So that's one. The other is along with the policeman, there are other witnesses who also are in the same predicament. They cannot really attend court hearings because of distance or other work. So to put up a very well laid out virtual hearing system for these special courts can mean a lot in terms of ensuring that the cases can be resolved faster and more exhaustive in terms of evidence, because the policemen and the other witnesses are able to testify virtually.
Thank you.
That's one.
Go ahead. You still have some?
Well, that's one of the issues that I've encountered when I was in Napolcom, and I found out that really, in many cases, policemen are unable to attend hearings, particularly drug cases, because of distance.
Thank you, Attorney Sueta. In our law, it says the Supreme Court will have to address this problem, and they're really addressing your concern. You're quite present, even if you're semi-retired. The Supreme Court now enforces online hearings. We're getting a lot of experience now on hearings in court because of the online procedures, no? And we can just put in some additional, provisions so that we're sure that it's the same person that is involved. But that is for witnesses also, because sometimes you get drug cases and hindi na nila pupuntahan. Tama yung sinasabi ninyo. Dapat talaga masundan yan. Yung sinasabing na kakayanin niya, dahil sa tingin ko mas importante sa akin, na lalo na kung ang nasasakdal ay pulis, dapat talaga nakalagay sa law dito that the PNP must ensure that the attendance of these people in court. That's the law. Duralex said law. Duralex said Lex, no? So ang importante, yung mga tao, may budget naman ang PNP na malaki dyan, may lalagay yan na pwede silang hilahin kung doon. But I would imagine that if he has a case pending, especially an important case, hindi dapat ililipat yan. Basta-basta ng PNP, dapat may order, mayroong communication with the Supreme Court, or at least with the Office of the Court Administrator, that the PMC under our law shall seek approval from the appropriate prosecutor of the police court to which the case is assigned, if any, transfer the assignment of the accused personnel subsequent to the filing of the complaint. So we can fill in the gaps, and I think your points are very well taken, kayo ni Attorney Domingo and Attorney Sueta. We will put that into consideration when we draft the bill. And right now, we have to make sure na maybe we should ask Attorney Chito Bostanero, kasi hindi ko alam kung darating nga, hindi nga dumating pa si Bit Aguirre, pero nandiyan nata si Attorney Chito Bustonero. Ano ba? How do I pronounce this? Bustonero? Bustonera. Bustonera.
Bustonero, Mr. Chair. Yes, sir.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Comment, please.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair. Secretary Aguirre, sir, is currently winding up his attendance in the 14th United Nations Congress on Crime Prevention.
Because the last time he was here, he said he was very much in favor of this bill. But anyway, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir, in the position paper that the NAPOLCOM submitted, sir, we indicated our full concurrence to the bill authored by the Honorable Senator. We have been supporting this provision, the passage of this bill since the 17th Congress, and we have just 4 specific recommendations, Mr. Chair. Number 1, sir, is that we recommend that the bill state that it is explicitly applicable only to the uniformed members of the PNP, because there are also non-uniformed members of the PNP, with the exception being that if the NUP is complicit in the violation of the uniformed personnel, then the police courts shall also exercise jurisdiction over his or her person. Number 2, sir, we recommend that the decisions of the NAPOLCOM and bank in administrative cases be made appealable directly to the appellate police courts instead of the Civil Service Commission, owing to the peculiarities involved in deciding cases against police officers, Mr. Chair. Number 3, Mr. Chair, we recommend that a provision be inserted to the effect that the civil aspect of a criminal case filed before the police courts shall be heard exclusively also by the police courts and shall not be subject to reservation or filing to another court or regular courts by the complainants. And lastly, Mr. Chair, we recommend that a provision similar to RA 9708 be inserted to the effect that a pending civil case shall also be a bar to promotion against a police officer for a period of 1 year from the date of the issuance of the pre-trial order, Mr. Chair. That's all for the NAPOLCOM, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Those are excellent suggestions and by and large acceptable to the chair. Under Section 8 of this proposed bill, decisions and orders of the police court shall be appealed in the same manner and subject to the same conditions as appeals from the ordinary regional trial courts. And like I said, there would be a Court of Appeals sala designated to handle police cases, all in the interest of speedy justice and to prevent us losing the trust and confidence, and to prevent also the policemen from hiding within the gargantuan bureaucracy of the courts as well as the police system. Those are excellent suggestions from all the previous gentlemen that have spoken, and thank you very much that you took time out, gentlemen, to come out, and we're always open to more suggestions, if any. Now, let me just show you something. I hope the senior officers here can take note of why I'm aghast at sometimes the practices. It shows na kulang talaga sa baston yung mga police. Na akala nila they can get away with anything. And kindly take a look at this video, if you don't mind. Go ahead.
Ngayon ng PNP Northern Mindanao ang video na nagpapakita di umano ng pagtatanim ng baril ng isang pulis sa isang napatay na buy-bust suspect. Sa nasabing video na viral ngayon sa social media, makikita ang isang lalaking nakaasul na long sleeves at naka-shorts na nakaupo malapit sa sinasabing bangkay ng napatay na drug suspect. Maya-maya, makikita na siyang may hawak na baril na pinaputok niya ng 3 beses bago ito inilapag malapit sa bangkay. Kinilala ng Police Regional Office 10 ang lalaki bilang si Patrolman Benzoin Gonzalez. February 20 nang magkasa ng lehitimong anti-illegal drugs operations ang Valencia PNP sa Bukidnon. Target ng operasyon ng isang Paul Lopez at nagkaroon daw ng barilan. Ang problema, na aksidente raw noong February 25 ang pulis at namatay noong February 28 dahil sa head injury. Sa isang pahayag, sinabi ni PNP spokesman Ildebrandi Usana na tuloy ang investigasyon. Hindi rin daw kinukonsenti ng PNP ang ginawa ng nasabing pulis.
I am not fault finding. I am not trying to come up and rifle shoot a certain situation. But makita ninyo how ironic he died with in an accident, that policeman. But this is the kind of thing that we want to prevent. it puts our country and the president into some form of international criticism, which I really disdain. And if the police were to do their job properly, kaya nga sinasabi ko, dapat talaga magaling talaga yung police PNP chief, no? Na talagang binabantayan niya lahat yung mga aksyon na yan. Hindi tayo magkakaroon ng mga ganyang pagkakataon. And that is really, to my mind, in the implementation, we suffer. In the enforcement of discipline, in the enforcement of proper training, and in the enforcement, demanding integrity from the commanding officer, na hindi na dapat umabot sa TV yan, dapat talaga, doon pa lang, ay tinamaan na siya doon sa kanyang commanding officer. Now, I go back now forward, no, not forward, I go back just a few days ago, and this has been the subject of much discussion in the Senate, on and off the Senate, when you had about 9 people who were killed. And the basis for that, and even Senator Lacson was chagrined, he was a PNP chief, about what happened. Mag-issue sila ng warrant of arrest, and they have overwhelming force. Lahat sila may baril. Pero nakatepok pa sila ng siyam. Bloody Sunday ang tawag ng mga tao ngayon dyan. 9 activists killed, 6 arrested. Now, under this proposal, lahat yan papasok ngayon sa husgado. And sa akin, kung mali yung police, sorry ka na lang, dahil warrant of arrest lang yan eh. I'm sure, di ba, General, to all the generals there present, pagka you have overwhelming security, overwhelming forces surrounding suspected criminals, hindi naman yung basta babarilin yan eh. Papalabasin yan hanggat maaari. Tama po ba ako? Sir? General Ferro or General...
Yes, sir. You are correct, sir. We observe the rule of law and the police operational procedure and in whatever police operation we conduct. And such activities that's being described by the different media outlets and operations against lawless elements. And based on the available remedy for us is to apply for search warrant, and the order of the court was properly served. And there were several have been arrested, and a number of assorted firearms were recovered, total of 35 firearms, 13 explosives, and 250 ammunition. So we believe that if we are not proactive, there might be a problem in the law and order in the different areas where those concerned were addressed properly by our police force.
Well, I agree with you na pagka inakala nyo na may mga baril talaga yung kalaban ninyo, you will tread on it very, very carefully. Ako, nung mayor ako, ang sinasabi ko sa mga pulis, bawal mamatay ang pulis. Na pinatay ng kriminal o bawal yan. Dahil nung mayor ako, usong-uso yung Sparrow units eh. Binabaril ang pulis, no? Pero in this particular case, kahit na sabihin nyo na nagkakaroon ng duda eh. At sabihin nyo maraming baril, pero ang galing naman bumaril ng mga pulis natin, siya man patay, 6 ang nahuli. Siyempre, magkakaroon ng, that's really almost challenging the intelligence of any Filipino. Now, I would imagine, kung let's say ako mayor doon, hintayin nyo, negotiate yung lumabas, at wala naman threat of life, yun ang nakakasira eh. Again, I'm with you na dapat, siyempre, the policeman is tasked to impose peace and order, but they must do so properly. Now, I'd like to ask my good friend, General Eleazar, whom I deeply respect. I've had dealings with him. Ano ang directive ng leadership ng police sa mga ganyang bagay? Certainly, meron kayong after-operation report dyan. Certainly, lahat yan siguro ipaparaffin test. I'm I've looked at the procedures of rules of engagement after there are fatalities, or for that matter, even there are fatalities, or for that matter, even when I was in Subic, yung mga gwardiya namin doon, pagka nag-report, titingnan namin kung nagpaputok sila ng baril. At pag nagpaputok sila ng baril na walang justification, tanggal yon. Because hindi dapat ginagawa yon. So, ano, General, ang iyong masasabi na gagawin ng ating mga hepe ng kapulisan dyan sa mga bagay na yan? I'm sure you yourself will not tolerate kung talaga may abuso. Go ahead, General.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In every after operations being conducted by our police units that resulted in an encounter, appropriate investigation is being done. So our PNP chief has ordered the crime lab as well as other units to conduct investigation. And then in this particular case, sir, the concerned units have been tasked to conduct investigation. So, and of course, since ito po ay napag-uusapan na, the PNP is open for the investigation being conducted by other units. Ibabalik pa rin natin, sir, dun sa protocol naman natin na hindi ba namin tinotolerate kung merong mga wrongdoings. In fact, we encourage yung pong mga witnesses or information that could help us in the conduct of our investigation. But rest assured that proper investigation will be done by our units in parallel investigation with other body that will be instructed to do also, sir.
You know, I've been misquoted na magkakonduct ako ng investigation. The Department of Justice is conducting an investigation already, and I think the PNP. Would it not be a great opportunity for the PNP to heal itself by making sure that there is a fast results in the investigation here? I think it is to your interest na matigil yung mga chat-chatan dyan dahil ang nangyayari, even with us, pinag-usapan namin yung kahapon sa interpellation ko kay Senator Lacson na siyempre masyadong matindi at sabi nga niya mukhang hindi sinunod yung rules of engagement. Hindi naman niya sinabi rules of engagement, no? Sinabi niya masyadong malakas ang dating ng mga pulis na talagang ang dami namatay. So, ang hinahintay ngayon, I suppose, kailan matatapos yung investigation and will it be accepted by the public?
Well, just like what I said earlier.
You just have to do that. And if we had this police court, by the way, hindi naman yung police court sa tinatalakay yung patayan na ganyan dito sa ambit itong investigation natin ngayon. Ang hinihingi lang siguro natin, in behalf of the mga tao, sana mabilisan yan. Dahil siyempre, unang-una, kaakibat yan yung mga accusations na red tagging na sinabi ko nga ginagawa sa amin nung araw yan ng mga bata pa kami sa UP. Hindi naman namin masyadong ginagawa ng pula yan, ginagawa ng righties yan. Ano yan, mga pula yan, kaliwa yan, mga ganon. But to me, it doesn't really matter. But right now, if we have somebody very noisy about red tagging, talagang hihilahin nila na pinatayan dahil mga pinagsususpect na pula. Nabawasan ng gobyerno. Hindi ba, General?
Yes, Your Honor. So just like what I've said earlier, kahit man po hindi ito napag-usapan, even na-discuss sa media, may investigasyon naman pong ginagawa. And ngayon na nabanggit niyo po at naandito naman yung ating mga concerned senior officers. Nagsisimula na po yung investigasyon. And as soon as magkaroon tayo ng linaw, it will be made available. Yun po ay saganang PNP na nagsasagawa ng investigasyon.
Thank you po. I would like to be privileged to have a copy of the investigation so that makita ng tao na may checks and balance ang executive sa legislature. Because this involves the Committee on Justice and Human Rights. Para lang hindi na pinagdududahan ng pulis. Para masabi, okay naman lang yung investigation o mali yung investigation. And I'm sure you're going to come out with a very just investigation. I have no doubt about that. It's too noisy. It's too loud na mapabayaan natin yung kasong yan. At sometimes we have to bite the bullet in this respect, and I hope, and I'm not judging, kung ano lumabas, yun ang dapat ipalabas. Now, there's also the other matter, Naimi, I'm sure is involved sa mga pag nag-uusap kami doon sa aming chat group, yung PNP and PIDEA nag-shoot out in Commonwealth. 4 ang patay, 1 agent, 1 informant, 2 police officers. Yan ay dapat siguro, di ba kasama sa training yan na, di ba dapat ang PIDEA, ang primary jurisdiction yan ay drugs? Paano biglang pumasok ang police officers dyan at nagkabalilan pa sila? Meron ba nangyaring mahiwaga dyan na negosyo o pagkakakwartahan kaya nagkaganyan ang balilan dyan? General?
Yes, sir. Sir, immediately after that incident, both the leadership of the PNP and PIDEA have decided to have that joint board of inquiry. And it so happens, sir, na eventually nalipat nga sa NBI. Pero that will not prevent us to conduct our own investigation. And because of that, meron sir tayo mga policies and protocol na. But because of that, nire-revisit natin at nire-review ito pong ginagawa natin na coordination. So far, sir, is the different concerned unit here in the part of the PNP present din sa amin yung kanilang initial investigation on that, and the chief PNP has given instruction na pag-aralan mabuti and give the necessary cooperation and support to the investigation being conducted by NBI. Kasi at the end of the day, it will benefit not only the two organizations but of course the community kung hindi na mauulit ang ganitong sitwasyon. It's really an unfortunate incident, pero yun po ang effort natin ngayon na hindi na maulit ito, at sinasabi ka natin whatever the result of the investigation will be, at kung meron talaga may mga pagkukulang, dapat po ay mapatawan ng parusa, at more than that, hindi na maulit yung mga ganong pangyayari.
I agree with you, General Elizar, but I hope that it can be facilitated dahil napakapangit talaga yung nangyari yan. Para tayong the gang that couldn't shoot straight, no? At nagkakamali-mali tayo. I'm not trying to ridicule the police and the PIDEA. I've investigated them before, as you know, and I've been very unforgiving so far as halimbawa, may 2 police na hinahanap doon sa isang investigasyon doon sa magnetic lifter na punong-puno ng droga na sinabi pa ni General PNP General nung araw si I think he's in the States now, he was Albayalde. Sinabi niya sa akin, walang drugs yan. Umupo, hindi, yung aso raw, walang reaction. Pero sa investigasyon namin, nakita namin na pumasok yung mga Chinese doon sa loob, pinaalis lahat ng Pilipino doon sa warehouse, at siguro 6 na oras sila doon, at pagdating nila, hiwa-hiwalay na yung drugs na yun. Ngayon, nung sinabon namin yung investigasyon, alaman namin na isa ay nagbibigay ng pera. Hindi ko na matandaan yung pangalan, pero ibibigay ko sa inyo. At pagkatapos, merong 2 officer. Yung isa, number 2 pa ng PIDEA, si Fajardo. Yung isa naman, si Asierto, pinagbigyan ko at sabi ko, pumunta ka dyan dahil talaga masasangkot ka dyan. Magsalita ka, sabihin mo ko, no, at ipaglaban mo ang sarili mo. Ayaw niya magsabi. Ang nangyari, especially with this record na involved doon sa barilan doon sa Koreano sa mismong Camp Crame, at pagkatapos siya ay nakakapasok doon sa PNP, sa Bureau of Customs, ang nangyari, tumakas sila at hindi pa nahuhuli. Meron ba kayong gagawin dyan, General? Hindi ko naman gustong pahulihan basta-basta. Gusto ko lang malaman ang punot dulo. Kasi pagka tumakas ka, ibig sabihin guilty ka, di po ba? Yan ang lumalabas eh. At inimbestiga namin yung si General, si Colonel Fajardo, at napakaraming ari-arian. Pina-lifestyle check namin. So, yung mga ganyan, dapat siguro, makita ng buong kapulisan na pagka meron kang ginagawang hindi mabuti at tapos may nangyari pang mas malaki, talagang dapat hukayin lahat yung mga kalokohang ginagawa mo para ikaw ay mahuli at magkaroon ng tiwala ang ating mga kababayan. Pwede po ba makakuha ng panibagong balita dyan, General Rizal? I trust you and I hope, and I also trust General si Sinas. Siguro naman may malalaman tayo dyan para matigil na yung mga ganyan, mga katiwalian. Ano po?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Just like any other fugitives, or we can say wanted persons who have warrants of arrest, patuloy po naman ang ating operations against them. And nakita naman po natin na almost every day, meron tayong nahuli mga wanted persons. It so happen na yung pong dalawang sinasabi natin, may warrants of arrest, hindi po natin nalocate or nahuhuli. But you can be assured, Mr. Chair, na may effort pong ginagawa ang ating CIDG as well as intelligence group on this particular situation.
Di ba may special team pa tayo dyan? Lalo na ako nag-aalala rin sa bansa natin. Ayokong napapahiya ang ating Pangulo, ayokong napapahiya ang ating bansa na sinasabi na maraming patayan sa drugs. Tapos ito malalaking ganito, nakakalusot. Wala tayong nahuli. Alam nyo ba ang ginawa pa naman? Kunyari, nagpalabas siya ng maraming pulis. Nung araw na ginagawa ng mga Chinese yung paglabas ng drugs, nagpalabas siya sa buong halos Central Luzon hanggang Southern Luzon ng maraming operations. Ang naging conclusion ko doon para bantayan makalabas yung mga tao. Maybe I have no right to conclude, but certainly malaki-laki na rin naman ang experience ko as a lawyer and as a standing policeman in the past. Yung isang nakakaduda. Anyway, I hope, General, with your help, we can pursue that para matigil yan. Kasi lahat ng inimbestiga ko, may kasamang pulis sa drugs. Katulad nga ng pinakita natin, binaril yung tao, may droga, nilagyan ng baril, 3 putok muna para silagay yung baril. Ganun lumalabas na nangyayari. Mukhang kung talamak yan, yun ang dapat parusahan natin kagad at alisin sa kapulisan. Dahil panira yan. Ang usap-usapan dyan sa bakbakan dyan sa may sa Quezon City mukhang hanap buhay ng ilang mga tao yan na umabot sa di mabuti sa droga, hindi ata nagkaintindihan. Unfair yan. Unfair to the police, unfair to the PIDEA, unfair to the government. Until we solve it, people are going to talk about it and they will lose. Mawawala sila ng pag-asa at mababawasan ang tiwala ng kapulisan. I'm fighting for you as well. Na, alam niyo, marami naman magagaling talagang pulis pero yung mga ilang mga salbahe, yung pa nakakakawala. Halimbawa na lang po, dadagdagan ko na, tapusin ko na ito. Yun nangyari dun sa mayor ng Kalbayog. Ang lumalabas hindi lumabas kagad. Nakita ko kagad yun. Alam nyo, marami akong Red Cross volunteers. Nakakuha sila ng video. Nga lang, wala na yung mga tao. Pero nakabarandal yung van. Kita nakalugmok yung tao doon sa loob, patay. Walang sinasabi na akala ko riding in tandem na. Ito, riding in 2 cars na may motorsiklo. Yung malita sa akin, ayan dinadaan ng mga tao sa tulay at pagkatapos one day later, almost 2 days later, ang sasabihin, bakbakan ng PIDEA, binaril ng mayor yung PIDEA. Katakataka naman na pwede naman hulihin yan, pwede naman i-checkpoint yan. Paano nangyari na nagbabari lang sa gitna ng kalye at ang sinasabi pa, nakalagay ngayon sa dyaryo, March 9, PNP now says Calbayog mayor killed in shootout, not ambush. Tandaan po natin, may 2 pulis na namatay doon. Yung security ng mayor, 2 pulis. Hindi dapat na mangyari yan. At kung yun, mayor na yun, ay talagang nagdodroga, alam ko, tinatanggalan ng security yan, tinatanggalan ng hawak sa pulis. Bakit itong mayor na ito, kung talagang nagdodroga yan, bakit may 2 pulis ang kasama at pinagbabanatan siya at tepok? Yun ang nangyari. Again, request that this, you know, I don't want to call it sensational. Any murder, any crime should not be called sensational. Any crime attacks the conscience of man. We're all chagrined because maaaring kamag-anak niya yung mamatay. Hindi natin alam. Siyempre, masakit yan. So, pwede ba malaman namin ang katotohanan dito sa mga kasong ito? Sa susunod na hearing, baka malaman natin para mapaliwanag sa mga kababayan natin kung ano nangyayari dito. General?
Mr. Chair, the PNP has created Special Investigation Task Group. Actually, we have the Regional Director of Police Regional Office 8 joining us. But just the same, what we can tell you, Your Honor, is that investigation is being conducted right now.
Yun ang kinakatawag ko, General. Palaging present progressive. Alam niyo, ang biro ko sa mga tao ko, pag tinanong mo, gobyerno, ginawa niyo na ba yan? Sir, ginagawa pa. O kaya, present investigation being conducted. That seems to be the perpetual answer. Sana po, magkaroon tayo ng pagkakataon na masolve yung mga kasong yan para magkaroon ng searches ang mga tao dahil sunod-sunod ang dami. Pero yun, sinabi ko nga kanina, January 1 hanggang ganito 90 people have been killed, about 91 victims ng riding in tandem, 70 dead, at saka 20 injured, tinamaan, and 2 unhurt. Yung isang riding in tandem nga pati bata, tinamaan doon sa may pier. Hanggang ngayon, wala pa rin tayong solusyon. Doon ako nagtataka, bakit ang solution efficiency natin ay hindi talaga nakikita. Sa akin ang solution, hawak-hawak ng pulis, nakaposas, hawak sa leeg, dinadala, at inumpisa na ang trial. Kung walang ganon, siyempre ang tao magdududa. And I think we should really put medals among our policemen who are able to do this. And I'm sure you do that. And I would even say, because of the may pandemic tayo nitong COVID, I would even ask the Senate to come out with special citations to policemen who solve cases para lalong ganahan naman ng mga pulis para sa ganun makasolve. Your comments, General?
Yes, Your Honor. Actually, we have so many cases which are being solved or have solved immediately. Pero ay talagang sa katotohanan, meron din po talaga na delay. But may mga na-highlight na mga cases like this one. Meron din tayong mga cases naman, mga good deeds of our, simple good deeds of our personnel na within the level of the PNP ay amin pong nire-reward. Just like we have said, to have them motivated and inspired to continue the good deeds that they're doing. So, para po sa mga kaso na kagaya nito, indeed, napaka-unfortunate na nangyari itong mga ito. Pero kami nga po, naandito tumaharap sa inyo at gagawin ang lahat na pwede namin gawin para po ma-resolve ito at marigay natin yung tiwala at confidence ng ating mga kababayan sa ating kapulisan.
Kayo po yun, and you've heard me say before, I thought dapat maging chief PNP kayo. Hindi ako sip-sip ha. Because I know you're serious at dapat magawa yan. And I hate to ask this question. Ang gusto kong makita talaga kung may PNP na nagkasala ay nakikitang nahuli siya. Ilan na ba nahuli natin mga PNP? Sabihin niyo sa akin, marami. Pero yun ang dapat nakikita sa dyaryo, that crime does not pay. Na talagang paggumawa ka ng abuso, ay nako, talagang tatamaan ka. Ayokong sabihin niya, nagmamalaki ako nung ako po ay mayor. Pagka nanakit ang pulis, immediately nasa taas ng opisina ko yan at talagang pinaparusahan at ang sabi ko you volunteer to go to jail, otherwise you have only one strike. After that, I will prosecute you personally. Bago lang ako mayor nung araw po Pero alam niyo, nung ginagawa ko yan, wala lahat ang kalokohan ng mga pulis doon sa Olongapo. It became In 1 year, it became the most peaceful city in the country. It had the best police force in the country, police community system namin. And it went on for several years. So sa akin, nasa sa liderato. Kung ang leader po natin ay talagang di papatulan niya mga excuses nila yan at mabilis umaksyon, maniniwala at babalik ang tiwala ng tao. And I see a lot of young officers there nodding their heads na gusto ko na they're hot and randy na talagang makikita. Si Police Sergeant David Tagle. Sabi ko pa nga, kamag-anak ko pa ata ito eh. Del Tagle ako eh. Ang hinahawakan mo, di ba yung binaril doon sa Florida Blanca? Point blank? Last 2 weeks ago. Meron na ba tayong nahuli dyan?
Yes, Your Honor. Likewise yung sinabi ko po nung last hearing na meron po kaming 2 person of interest. For your information, Your Honor, napailan na po namin siya ng case sa prosecutor's office, Your Honor. And up till now, ongoing pa po yung hearing nila.
Sino? Persons in interest? Pakita nyo ngayon. Yung bumaril, yung... Ayan, dali yan. Ano pa nakita na natin ito? Pero maraming hindi nakita rito. Ito, hamak na barangay tanod. Ayan, pinarahan ng riding in tandem. Ayan, kanyang kalapit. Pero talagang di gagawa ng mabuti, pinasa yung baril sa kanan. Nagkakandara pa isang barangay captain, tapos nakatakas siya. Meron naman nahuli, Sergeant Tagle? Ano yung sinasabi yung pinailan nyo ng kaso?
Mr. Chair, yung nakuha na yun ng statement.
Ang liit lang ng Florida Blanca, hindi niya nakuha yung motorsiklo. Nakuha ba niya yung motorsiklo?
Hindi pa po, Your Honor, pero up till now, hinahanap pa po ng mga operatiba namin.
So wala pa rin?
Yes, Your Honor, pero nakapag-file na po kami ng case doon sa suspect, Your Honor, na possible involved sa case na ito, Your Honor. Nasa fiscal na po yung case nung kay Joseph Labonera, Your Honor.
Sino yung pinagbibintangan niyo doon?
Siguro, Your Honor, ibanggitin ko po ito sa kung meron pong... Kasi nasa fiscal pa po yung case, Your Honor. Naghihintay pa po kami ng resolusyon. Mag-submit po kami ng... Nag-submit po kami ng development, Your Honor, sa higher headquarters po namin. Nandun na po yung mga pangalan.
You're now not before your headquarters. You are now before the Senate of the Philippines. Kailangan may masabi kami sa Senado na may hindi lang persons in interest. Dapat yan, mayroon na kayong cartographer kung pwede. Dapat nakalagay na sa mga media yan. Kailangan natin kasama ang komunidad. Kung kasama ang komunidad sa paghanap, masosolve niya yan. Hindi masosolve ng pulis kundi kasama ang tao. Di ba? Sino nakakita? May dumaan diyang motorsiklo. Tetrace nyo lang. Dapat nahuli nyo kahit naman paano yung motorsiklo. Sigurado, dapat kinuha nyo lang yung CCTV kan. Sino magsasalita para kay Labonera. Patay na siya. Sumusweldo lang ng 500 pesos allowance yan bilang barangay tanod. Pinatay siya. Bakit natin pagka-aksaya ng panahon niya? Sabihin ng iba. Barangay tanod lang yan eh. Pero hindi dapat gano'n. Dapat ulihin natin yung pumaril dyan. Tingnan ninyo, katanda na eh. Ayan o. May harap dumabang bisikleta. Ayan. Wala pa rin yan. Sino pa meron? Yun ang sinasabi ko, General, dapat talaga hinahampas natin yan. andyan yung mga Gregorio, happy naman sila. Tingin nyo, kahit na paano yung mga Gregorio, natutuwa dahil na nakakulong na si Nuesca. Mr. Gregorio, Mark, Mang Tino, ano pa nyo? Okay ba kayo na nakakulong na si Nuesca?
Opo, katatapos nga lang po ng hearing namin.
Pinaresen po yung...
Pinaresen yung isang witness at saka yung pinaresen yung humawak po ng video.
yung nag-extract.
Yung nag-extract ng video.
Anong pakiramdam niyo at saka ng komunidad? Happy naman sila na nahuli si Nuesca, ganun ba?
Opo. Yun nga po, ano rin po, ang gusto ng mga tao na nga dito, talaga pong sistensya na pagdusahan talaga yung kanyang
Sintensya na.
yung kanyang ginawang rumal-dumal na pagpatay sa aking mag-ina.
So, yun yung nakikita, mga kasama, including the officers of the PNP and all our guests here, na pagka nahuli at kinasuhan, the people are happy, are satisfied. Pero paano yung mga ibang tao na pinapatay na hindi na nasusog? I know you know that. I know you know na kailangan masog. There's got to be a very robust effort na mahuli ang mga yan. Hindi lang sasabihin natin na under investigation, talagang hindi natin dapat titigilan kagad. Katulad nga nun, ako mayor doon, hahanapin ko yung, kausap ko rin yung mayor, gusto niya rin masolve, nagbigay pa ata siya ng reward. Pero hindi reward dapat ang kailangan, saan napunta yung motorsiklo nung pumatay dito kay Lagunera, sa Florida Blanca. Kung ganun lang yan, talagang lalakas ang loob ng iba. Di po ba? We want a police force that is well-trained, meron tayong academy, may PMA tayo, may PNPA academy tayo. Dapat well-trained yung mga police natin na kinakatakutan katulad ng Royal Canadian Mounted Police. They always get their man. Ng araw ang PC, always outnumbered but never outfought. Talaga may magandang mga slogan sila nung araw na mapaniniwalaan natin. Ang problema ngayon, kaya nga pati ang National Police Commission gusto ko rin magsindi dyan ng konti para yung mga administrative cases mas mabilis para talagang may katatakutan yung mga kapulisan pagka sila gagawa ng katiwalian. Kaya nga yan lang ang aking pakiusap. Sino ba ang gustong gisahin yung mga pulis? Hindi ako nang gigisa Pero seryoso ako. Kailangan talaga magawa natin ang paraan po ito. And I'm sure General Guillermo Elizar is with us on this matter. Yung alam ko si General Sinas, I think we should constantly emphasize that fact among our people, among our policemen. Hindi pwedeng individual lang ang pagtitiwalaan. The whole police force dapat pagtiwalaan. At kung lahat ng every commander on the field reminds their people na pag nagluko kayo, hindi kayo papatawarin. Pag ginawa kayong tama, ipopromote kayo. I think that that will improve the police force in our country. Bilang nyo ilang kaso itong ilang case ang nirefer sa committee ko rito. 1828, Senate Resolution 593, mga crimes committed against judges, lawyers, and other officers of the court, authored by Senator Amy Marcos. Senate Resolution number 599, investigating the spate of unlawful killings, authored by this representation, Senators Rizon Tiveros, Ralph Recto, Franklin Drilon, Francis Pangilinan, Nancy Binay, Laila de Lima. And then Senate Resolution number 600, inquiry on the series of unlawful killings of citizens, authored by Senators Joel Villanueva, Sani Angara, Nancy Binay, Grace Poe, Juan Miguel Subiri, and Sherwin Gatchalian. Pati si Laila de Lima na nakakulong, nakiki-author. Pero that is how bad it is. The umbrage of our people can be seen. Kaya nga ito nga, pati nga ang Office of the Court Administrator, Circular number 37-2021, March 9, 2021, directing all judges of court and first and second level courts to address the growing concern over continued attacks against lawyers and judges. Pinalalabas sila ng inventory of criminal cases pending before the courts. Siguro sir, kung bibilangin natin palagi yung statistic natin at palagi natin pananagutin yung mga hepe ng mga lugar na yan, siguro mababawasan yan. What do you think, mga General Ferro? Do you think that will work?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. You're a PMA graduate, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. I am an honorary member of the class of 72, and from what I've seen with them, when they tell me stories about how they were trained, I have great faith in the PMA. Sana kayo rin pairalin nyo. I'm sure si General Elizar, PMA graduate yan. Di ba, General?
Yes, Your Honor.
Class of 39 ba?
1987, Your Honor.
Bibiro na ako. Pero, you know, you're all well trained. That's why even the judges must be trained pagka pinairal natin to. Yun lang ho, gusto kong paabot sa inyo. Na ang concern talaga ng mga senador at mga, imagine, Justice Magdangal de Leon, kailan nyo narinig ang OCA, Office of the Court Administrator, coming out with a ruling na dapat lahat ng judges inventaryan yung kaso laban sa mga abogado at saka sa mga judges? Ngayon ko lang narinig yun eh. Judge Magdangal de Leon? Justice pala, sorry. O si IBP, Egon Cayosa.
Good morning, Honorable Chair.
Good morning, sir. Ako, ngayon ko lang na-experience yan.
Well, we welcome the OCA circular, Your Honor, because that was one of the items taken up by the IBP and the law groups during our meeting with the court administrator. And we appreciate the prompt action of the Honorable Supreme Court because we know that quite a number of cases involving killings or attacks against judges, fiscals, and lawyers are in court, but up to now they remain pending. So it is very good that they be inventoried and the causes for the delay be determined, because the undue delay in the resolution of these cases adds to the perception of impunity, which breeds criminality on the streets. So nakakatulong po ito. We also know that the DOJ, upon our request, is also ordering the prosecutors to submit an inventory of the cases pending before them for filing with the court. Nakakatulong ho na ma-monitor ito. IBP has dedicated staff to help monitor the movement of these cases. Importante ho na malaman ng mga salarin na binibigyan ng prioridad itong mga matagal nang nakabinbin na kaso.
But sir, abogado West yan. Who speaks for the unwashed? Sino nagsasalita para sa mga taong katulad ng mga nakita natin na binabaril? Na yung tao na hindi ko kilala na nilagyan pa ng baril na parang laglag bala sa airport. Hindi sila kilala, wala silang abogado, hindi sila sikat sa society, papatayin na lang. At kung itong si Noesca, hindi nakuha na ng TV yan, di kawawa naman itong mga pamilya lang Gregorio. We have to speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. Di ba? Dapat paglaban natin. IBP, lahat tayo, mga pulis, matitino, ang dami naman ninyo, na Polcom, lahat yan. At ngayon, dinagdagan na natin ang korte. Kaya talagang lalong lumalakas sa loob ko na idagdag sa korte itong responsibility na ito. At ito napag-usapan rin namin ng ilang mga justices na panahon na para gawin yan nung araw pa. Yun ang sinasabi ko. Who speaks for them? Alam natin yung mga sikat. Ako, nung bata ako, panay mga sikat. Si Secretary Castelo, di ba, nakulong yan, di ba? I don't know if General Guillermo Elazar remembers. Ang nakulong na kilala ko na sikat ng araw, si Castelo. At yung kay Moises Padilla, si Governor Lacson. Pero ngayon, bihira na ang nakukulong ng malalaking tao, lalo na sa kapulisan. Meron po ba kayo nababalitaan na bagong pulis na nakulong? Wala ko nakikita eh. Kailangan rin yun ng communication sa tao na pag may napatay, may nauhuli. That's just a suggestion, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. Even if hindi naman po talaga mga, sabihin natin mga generals, but we have senior officers who have been arrested in entrapment operation. Kagaya po na bagit nyo na yun po, sinashare namin sa public through the media para malaman nila na seryoso ang ating PNP leadership. And indeed, as I have witnessed sa ating po mga Chief PNP even before, ay talaga pong seryoso tayo na linisin ang ating hanay. At hinihinga namin po yung kooperasyon ng ating mga kabayan kasi kailangan malaman natin yun. And through our unit, ito pong ating Integrity Monitoring and Enforcement Group, napakarami po tayong nahuli. Of course, with the support of the community, na siya nagbibigay sa atin ng informasyon to conduct operations against our own personnel.
Tama ko kayo, General, and let me assure you this. Makahuli ko kayo ng malaki, I will do a privileged speech praising the police. Sometimes it's always good that the Senate of the Republic of the Philippines praises a policeman, good police work that led to the solution of a dastardly crime involving the killing of a small person, especially kung involved yung police. Kaya ako nagtataka eh. Nagugulat ako. Pakitigyan niyo mga general, yung sa Mindoro, paano nakalusot yun? Yung Mindoro, akin na yun sa Mindoro. You see, Pimentel, at saka yung isa pa, kalahin nyo, nahuli sila, pumatay sila, tapos ngayon pinawalan na sila. Yung mga ganun, dapat malaman natin kung paano nangyayari yan. Bahid sa hanay ng kapulisan yan. Ito, 2017, Senior Inspector Magdaleno Pimentel and Inspector officers po yan. Inspector Markson Almerans are back on duty after they killed people in Mindoro. Pakitignan lang po natin yan at pakibigay report sa atin kung paano na pawalan yung mga taong yan.
Yes, Your Honor. We will check on that and furnish you our report.
Alam po ba ninyo, ako nag-expose na sa Senado. Nagulat ako, pulis, tumakbo tapos nahuli. Pumatay sila tapos tumakbo. Tapos nahuli sa susunod na bayan. Tapos kayo na-dismiss pala. Yan ang sinasabi ko na dapat kwan. Pero pagka kayo, may nahuli na kayong malaki, I promise you, ako tatayo ko, magsasalita ako sa Senado at pupurihin ko yung ginagawa ninyo. Ako naman, pinupuri ko naman talaga yan eh. I remember there was at sa Marawi, nung inaayos namin yung gera sa Marawi, mayroong isang tenyente ron na nilapitan ko at naluha pa ako because may tama yung kamay niya, nasa sling. I have his name somewhere here. Lieutenant Kent Fagyan, ang pangalan niya. Kent Fagyan. At alam niyo, nilapitan ko siya sa buong Kongreso and I congratulated him. And I said, it must be difficult to fight the enemies of the state. And you can see me saluting there. And he's saluting with his left arm because his right hand was riddled with bullets. And that is what I mean. I mean what I say. And I really honored this young man for being able to do his job. Mahirap labanan ang kapwa mga kababayan natin Pilipino, pero dapat talaga yung mga masasamang loob dapat mahuli natin even if they're not in uniform or in uniform, especially the ones in uniform. They have no place in our police department. It is my hope that this hearing will help fix up some of our problems. This is not one. Can I get a position paper finally on the records of investigation ng inyong mga kapulisan, lalo na itong mga sinabi ko, ito sila Magdaleno, Pimentel, at saka si Almarens, at saka yung iba. Saka yung sinasabi ni Mr. Tagle, ni Sergeant Tagle, baka kamag-anak pa nga kita, dapat mahuli mo yung tao mo. Yung ninuno natin si Colonel Tagle, yan ang unang lumabas sa revolusyon.
Yes, sir.
Ano?
Na magtanggal ng ano.
Oh. All right? Sergeant Tagle?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Dapat makuha nyo, meron kayong motorsiklo, meron kayong mga testigo doon. Alam nyo lahat ng nakikita ko sa CCTV, mabibilang na nyo. Pinakita ko sa inyo, pinakita ko na last time yan. Ang dami testigo. Bakit hindi na-pick up yan? We have to solve cases. Solve the cases.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Hawak na po namin yung mga statement nila, sir, ng mga witnesses. So, submit na to sa prosecutor's officer. Waiting po kami for resolution dun sa suspect namin na naipailan ng kaso, sir.
Alam niyo, isa pa yan. Napag-usapan na natin last time yan. Hindi porke nahuli nyo, solve lang case. That's not solution. I suggested last time that we change the definition of crime solution. Crime solved. Ayan, nakalagay. Case solved. Nakalagay. Dapat yung talaga naikulong na natin yung mga tao. The offender has been identified. Oh, Mr. Sergeant Tagle, identified na yung bumaril?
Yung allegedly suspect, sir, yung mastermind po doon sa pagbaril, Mr. Chair, yung po yung identified. As per statement po nung anak tsaka nung isang witnesses, sir.
Nagsalita na anak. Mabuti naman. Yung mastermind.
Yes, Mr. Chair, yung mastermind po, accompanied by the one statement ng witnesses, sir. Kaya we believe with coordination sa fiscal, sir, is pinail po namin sa kanila yung case.
Number two, there is sufficient evidence to charge him. Marami na kayong testigo.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
The offender has been taken into custody.
Until now, sir, nagkakandak pa kami ng follow-up operation para sa whereabouts nung mastermind, Mr. Chair.
Dapat mahuli mo na yan.
Copy po, Mr. Chair.
The offender is being charged before the prosecutor's office. Sabi mo, nandun na sa prosecutor's office. Tatawagan ko ang Department of Justice, alamin ko kung ano talaga yun, kung totoo yan sinasabi mo.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Yes, Mr. Chair.
Let's call the Secretary of Justice later on about that. Anyway, I guess if there are any more comments, we will send notice for the next hearing. I'd like to thank all the guests for your candidness. Forgive me if I have offended some people there. That is not my intention. Ang intention ko ay ma-solve natin itong salot sa ating lipunan na meron tayong mga kapulisan na hindi dapat ginagawa ay ginagawa. Dapat yan matapos na yung mga ganyan uri at dapat siguro sa umpisa pa lang kasi nagkakaroon tayo ng mga bata-bata na may grupo sila at yung kanilang hepe kung minsan pa nagsasabi sa kanila good job pagka nakamatay sila dapat matigilan ho yan. What is important is we establish the law, the rule of law in the mind of every policeman. Para yung mga anak ninyo, sabihin sa inyo na talagang kayo ay tinitingala ng lipunan. At marami naman sa inyo ang ganon. I have attended funerals of policemen in Olongapo na magagaling. Believe you me, you can ask about me in Olongapo. And I also support their families. Ang nagiging problema ko lang kung magkamisan pagka habang nililibing may nag-aaway doon sa kabaong ng mga asawa. Pero and that's the truth as well. So dapat ingatan nyo rin yung extracurricular activities, baka nagkakaroon ng pressure na magawa tayo ng mga kalokohan na hindi dapat gawin. I think we have a pastor from the Bishop's conference. Ano pangalan niya? Para matapos na tayo. CBCP, nasa Caritas, Edilberto Guyano. Sir? Lay member kayo.
Yes, but I'm in charge of the Justice and Peace and Good Governance program of the Social Action Network. So the proposed bill, I think it's worth supporting. Anything that will lessen and reduce crimes, especially abuses of policemen, ay acceptable. And perhaps also your chair, Your Honor, yung mga tao kasi kung nasa province na ano yun, mas maganda yun dahil while there is also disadvantages and advantages, ay makasupport talaga yung mga tao doon sa identification of, during the trial of the maybe policemen being trial. So, mas maganda yun. At siguro, although it is not part of the bill, probably also concern of the church is the value formation of our policemen. Because seemingly the loyalty of our policemen, of course you have mentioned that they are served to protect the people, but somehow their loyalty is more on their superior rather to the Constitution rather than to the country. And I think that is a problem because kung superior ang yung susundin ay may mga vested interest. And if they are concerned and they value their commitment to the country, of course the Constitution, I think mabawasan yung ating yung problema natin. Kasi ang tinitingnan nila what is good for the country and not what is good for the organization of PNP or for the politicians or for the superiors. Yun lang
Being a layman, sir.
Yes.
Do you think the problem has gone out of hand already?
Of course, sir. Of course, Your Honor. Mahirap itong nangyari sa 9 killings in Cavite, in Batangas, in Rizal. I think for ordinary people, kahit sabihin ng mga polis na mayroon silang legally implemented engagement. Pero sa tingin ng mga tao talaga, and I think it value yung trust sa mga polis, and I think ito yung nag-decrease yung trust ng mga polis.
Kasi sinasabi niya yung nanlaban. Kaya yung nakita natin sa TV kanina na pagkatapos babaril yung kahit na drug pusher yon, kumuha pa ng baril, pinutok pa. Kaya tinanong ko kanina si General Eliazar, pagka may encounter na gano'n, dapat tinitingnan kung siya ay may paraffin test, kung yung kanyang baril ay naiputok niya, dapat ma-account niya lahat yung bala niya. Tama po ba yan?
Yes, Your Honor. Ang tingin niya ng iba is parang what is happening now, yung killings of advocates of mga activists is a continuation of the drug of war. Kasi parang ganun pa rin ang laban. I think the police organization should clarify this and para maayos sila dahil mahirap yung ating mga mamamayan na walang tiwala natin sa ating kapulisan. Kasi pag ganun ay talagang wala ng rule of law. At I think we exist, our government, our organization, even the Senate, everything, we exist to protect the life of the people. But seemingly, hindi ganun ang nangyari ngayon. So, ang hirap.
Hingan ng tulong ang ating mga churches na pagsabihan yung mga bata na huwag mag-involve sa drugs at kung may nagtitinda ng droga doon sa kanilang eskwela, ay i-report kaagad at kausapin yung mga principal at magsabi sa isang number sa police na may nagtitinda ng drugs doon para hindi na sila babarilin. At least makukulong naman yan. Di po ba?
Yes, Your Honor. Kailangan naman
I
natin
would,
yung
welcome, I would welcome a suggestion like that from us because ayoko naman sisi tayo ng sisi. We have to fix the blame. We fix the blame but we don't ever fix the problem.
Yes, Your Honor. Exactly. We are here. The church will complement the work of the government. Kasi mag-isa lang tayo. We belong to same country. Wala tayong iba. So kailangan nating magkaisa upang tulungan yung ating mamamayan. Pero kung may mga ganitong sitwasyon, mahirap din tayong paniwalaan kung tayo mismo that we commit to protect the people, we are the one doing what is not right.
Correct. That's correct. I was going to ask, meron akong hindi pa natatanong eh. Sa Napol ko yan, natanong na natin yan. Katanong ko siya doon. Excuse me. My favorite user, Echeverry. Anvier M. Echeverry. Are you there?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
What is your take now on what is happening? What is the DILG take? Are you going to improve also the system in the Napolcom and the IAS and have a meeting with the police so that they will know, nakita mo ang reaction dito ng mga tao?
Again, Mr. Chair, the position of the department is to yield to the Philippine National Police on whatever matters they're in. However, Mr. Chair, in lieu of this proposed bill, may we ask if the pleb, being also part of a body that investigates the police, will it supersede the pleb's activities, or will it still continue, Mr. Chair?
No, why will it supersede? That's the community arm that is involved with a policeman in a barangay that is fooling around, and that they can have quick justice if they are empowered by DILG. The problem is, and I will say this in no uncertain terms, DILG has not empowered these plebs. I gave you money, I got money for you. Hanggang ngayon, di pa nyo natatapos yung inyong sistema dyan. You cannot just say na gano'n. Ang plebs, that's from the Latin word, plebeians, mga masa. Kaya dapat gamitin ninyo yan. And the next hearing, I'm going to call you all on plebs because doon ako magigisa. Kung talagang kailangan maggisa doon, kailangan matulungan natin ang mga taong bayan. Do you agree, sir?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Good. Now, finally, I'd like to ask COA. What is the take on COA on this matter? Attorney Ann Maureen Señarosa. Ann?
Good afternoon, Your Honors.
Good afternoon, Ann.
This is Attorney Generosa from Legal Affairs Office of the Commission on Audit. The Commission on Audit already submitted its position paper, which was attached in the letter dated January 28, 2021 of the COA chairperson, supporting the reform initiative of the distinguished author of the proposed Senate bill to create a police court that will specialize in the disposition of complaints and violation of constitutional rights and PNP operational procedures committed by the members of the PNP. The Commission also has comments and recommendations on specific provisions of the Senate bill. It was discussed in detail in the above-mentioned position paper, Your Honors, for the committee, for this committee's consideration. And consistent with the constitutional mandate, Your Honor, of the Commission, appropriations allotted for the purposes relevant to the functions of the police, of the proposed police courts, shall be subject to post-audit to ensure that disbursements of funds are in accord with prevailing government accounting and auditing rules and regulations. So finally, Your Honor, the Commission on Audit also supports the legislators' intention to investigate and look for solutions to the growing number of extrajudicial and summary killings in the country, Your Honor. That's all po. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Attorney Sanya Rosa. I take it that the COA and I have been apprised of your position paper, and we thank you. And you're also chagrined, if not scandalized, at the fact that there are too many killings being perpetrated upon our people. Would that be correct?
Yes.
So I'm glad to know. And I think it should be a signal to all our police officers here na dapat pakinggan nyo yung mga sinasabi from COA to the lay people sa Kwan, at saka talagang huli nga ito para lang ayoko na kayo makita rito dahil gumagastos pa ang gobyerno para pupunta kayo rito. Si Raldi Manzanilla at saka si Romel Sandoval, mukhang nagchichismis kayong dalawa dyan. Ano ba nangyari na doon sa kaso ni Mayor Halili na binaril from afar by a sniper? Meron ba kayong balita dyan? Ano kayo i-report? Oh. What is the answer? Did you hear the question? Give me a thumbs up if you heard the question.
Sir, pwede pong paulit sir nung tanong sir.
Ano na nangyari? Anong development sa kaso ni Mayor Halili ng Tanawan? Kayo may hawak, di ba?
Yes,
Kayo
sir.
habang
Yes.
nagpa-flag ceremony, pinakita ko kanina, binaril sa harap ng mga empleyado ng syudad ng Tanawan. Anong latest niyo dyan? Ayan siya. O yan, nakikita niyo ba yan? Nasa bilog?
Your Honor, yung pong kaso po ni Mayor Halili ay considered po na cold cases, kaya ito po ay na-turn over po namin sa CIDG.
General Pero? Totoo ba yan?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
What happens to a cold case? Nasa file na lang, cold case. Merong habol ba dyan?
Para sa rin investigation.
Sir, yung CIDG po bilang main investigating body po ng PNP, pag po mga call cases po at sila na po ang nasa-handle. Pero parallel pa rin po ang investigation namin. So kung meron po kami mga latest development tungkol sa kaso na yon ay same pa rin naman po. It's between the CIDG and the local police ang nagtutulong po para ma-resolve po yung kaso nila na yun.
General Ferro, at the last hearing, I asked for the list of cold cases. I'll give you until this afternoon to send me the list of cold cases. I do not appreciate it when we ask for documents that we are not given the documents on time.
Yes, sir.
It's the time of the Senate.
Yes, sir.
Everybody, please be aware of that. It's not that we are being high and mighty. When we ask you for documents, send it to us so we can study it. We're trying to help you. We're not your enemy.
Yes, sir. Will comply, sir.
Please do that because like I said a while ago, you sounded like a good officer, and I hope that we can get some services there. I just want to make sure that I'm able to ask all the questions that of the people I invited. Yes, everybody.
Mr. Chair? General
Yes.
Lester? Yes, sir.
General who? General Lester.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Go ahead,
Mr. Chair, I would just like to give an update on the status of Senior Inspector Pimentel and Inspector Almendranes. Sir, based
Yes,
on
sir.
our record, they are already dismissed from the police service. These two personnel. So baka sir, iba lang yung nasa news, pero they were dismissed from the police service.
But has a case been filed against them criminally?
Sir, we will check on the criminal case, but definitely the admin case prospered and the penalty was dismissal from the police service. So we will give you other updates, sir, on the criminal case if ever.
Now that's the kind of reaction that the people wish, and I thank you, General Elizar, because pag may narinig, I do that with my staff also. Pag may sinabi ako dito, may sinabi, narinig kami sa inyo, right away, hinuhukay na kagad ng staff namin yan. And I commend you for your staff for being able to give it to you right away. But we do want to see whether a criminal case has been filed against them, because that's very serious stuff. Use of a motor vehicle, they're policemen, and they shot people in a neighboring town, and then they ran away. At pinagmalaki pa, tropa tayo. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Pulis tayo, pareho tayo pulis, pagkabaro tayo. That's why we really have to go out and make an example out of these two people. So point na naging dismiss nga sila, pero wala pa rin. Ganun pa rin yun. Nakakulong pa sila, hindi pa sila na bibigyan ng talagang katarungan na dapat ibigay sa kanila. Finally, Attorney Kawili, I'm glad to see you. You're an esteemed friend and lawyer. I think you're the first president of the Philippine Bar Association.
Well, not the first, but I am in the long line of many presidents of the Philippine Bar, which was founded in 1891.
Well, I stand corrected. I wasn't born there yet.
No, none of us were. Thank you, sir, for inviting the Philippine Bar.
Well, I thought we'd get your comments. And do you have any comments about this, being a esteemed member of the Philippine Bar?
Well, I think that it will also help if we coordinate this matter with the Supreme Court, so that the rules on venue, insofar as criminal cases are concerned, can be adopted by the Supreme Court, so that the objective of this particular Senate bill can be attained.
Please be assured that we are in contact with the Supreme Court on this matter. This representation sits on the board of the Judicial Bar Council. Supreme Court has asked me to file cases, to file certain bills, and this is one of the bills that we talked about, and we've already succeeded in coming out with bills that will affect justice in this country. So thank you for your remarks about venue. I think it's a very valid point. But all you want is to make sure that when somebody looks for his case, he knows which judge. We know if the judge is mollycoddling people, that should be, we know that he's doing his work, and that we should now have a commendation on judges that do their work fast, because this is a very specific type of case that involves the protection of the people. And you can rest assured that I'm sure I can get some of our friends to give rewards to the police who do their job, as well as the judges who do their job. Well, and I'm sure I can rely on you to give a hefty contribution for that effort.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
That's part of the hassles of appearing in this committee. Thank you. All right, I think...
General Elizar, Mr. Chair, please.
Yes, General, please.
Yes, sir. So another update, sir, regarding the two former police personnel. So a case of murder was filed against them, and eventually warrants of arrest were issued, and both of them are now detained. Senior Inspector Magdaleno Pimentel is presently detained at Provincial Jail of Pinamalayan Oriental Mindoro, and Police Inspector Markson Alminares is now detained at Bureau of Jail Management and Penology, Bansud Oriental Mindoro, with no bail recommended for them, sir.
Thank you, sir. It would be nice if we could follow the progress of the case, not because I'm angry at them, but I'm angry at the system that seems to gather slow. I wish we had more police officers like you who can immediately inform the public of what's happening. Thank you, sir. There's a policeman here that I'd like to ask a question to, General Ron. You're not Ron De La Rosa, sino yan? Huh?
Jesus.
Are you General De Jesus, sir?
The Regional Director of Police Regional Office 8, sir.
8, that is where the case happened. That's why I didn't want to miss you. What is your view on the killing of Mayor Aquino? And how come it took 2 days before the PIDEA came out that it was a shootout? Can you tell us directly what happened there, sir?
Yes, sir. It is a case of shooting incident between the group of Mayor Aquino and the group of our policemen from IMEG, Integrity Monitoring Enforcement Group, and personnel from the Provincial Drug Enforcement Unit, sir.
So that was a joint operation between the police department and the PIDEA.
Not PIDEA, sir. IMEG, Integrity Monitoring Enforcement Group, and Provincial Drug Enforcement Unit of Samar.
Okay, Provincial Drug Enforcement, not the PIDEA itself. Now,
Yes, sir.
why were they not stopped in a checkpoint? Bakit sila naparil sa kotse? Nakabulag ba yan? Pwede naman tayo mag-checkpoint. Di ba?
Yes, sir. Hindi, sir, anti-illegal drugs operation yan.
Paano po?
Sir, there is not a case of anti-illegal drugs operation.
Ano po pala nangyari dyan?
So actually, it's a nagkaroon lang, sir, ng it's a very unfortunate incident na
mistaken encounter.
It's simply a shooting incident na hindi, sir, nagkakilanlan both parties involved.
Wow. That's very costly. Again, I
Yes, sir.
go back to rules of engagement, sir. Was that followed? Who shot first? Were they stopped?
Sir,
Were they told you were a policeman? Did you identify yourself?
Sir, based on our initial investigation and based on the accounts of our personnel, ang unang pumutok, sir, is the group of Mayor Aquino. So nag-respond lang, sir, yung ating mga from the group of IMEG and PDEU.
Mga puliso yun na putokan kagad. Dahil ang security niya, 2 pulis, hindi po pa.
Yes, sir, on the group of IMEG and PIDEA, 2, sir, yung namatay natin doon. And 1 was wounded.
2 sa pangkat ni Mayor?
Both groups, sir, mayroong casualties. On the part of the group of Mayor Aquino and his security is also a policeman and his aide, civilian aide. And on the part of the IMEG and PDEU, 2 sa rin namatay natin doon and 1 was wounded.
Wow, parang yun nangyari sa kanya, Quezon City. Commonwealth, ano?
Probably, sir.
Is there a virus going around? I hate to laugh at it, but kataka ako bakit ano mo nangyari? Nagabulan? Yan ba? Tinakasan yung checkpoint? Or paano lang nangyari?
Wala, sir.
Nagputukan?
Actually, they are heading the same direction, sir. Pareho sila ng binabagtas sa daan. Unfortunately, nung medyo siguro, sir, posibleng sabihin na pinagdudahan ni Mayor yung grupo ng mga pulis natin. And then yun, sir, nag-start na ng fire ng putukan.
So he had security threats. And ano nangyari, parang sino ang una pumutok? Sila, Mayor. So dumipensa lang kayo.
Yes, sir.
That's very unfortunate. I can't believe na hindi nyo kilala yung kotse ng Mayor.
Obviously, sir, hindi nagkakilanlan both parties.
No, pero usually the Mayor has a vehicle na dapat kilala ng buong bayan. Nung araw ako, kilala yung kotse ko nung araw. Mayor ako. Although may security, wala siyang Hindi ko maintindihan yun eh. Can you give us a formal report on what happened? Because as sinasabi dito na General Sinas, there was an exchange of gunfire between the two groups that resulted in casualties on both sides. The mayor's police escort and his driver died, with one civilian employee wounded. At the other vehicle, 2 police personnel also died and 1 were wounded. So matagal ang bakbakan. Maraming balang lumabas.
Yes, sir.
Is the mayor's vehicle an official vehicle registered as the mayor's vehicle?
Based on the initial investigation, mukhang yun sir is from the municipal, owned by the municipal government of Calbayog. Yung vehicle.
So may plaka siya. Then how come they were not identified, sir? Ba mga pulis sa Calbayog rin nakatira? Yung mga pumutok, yung pinutokan ni Mayor?
Yung mga, those are from IMEG, hindi sir mga local police from Calbayog.
Okay. Integrity, anong tawag doon? Integrity monitoring?
Enforcement group.
That sounds new to me. Anong ginagawa dyan ho? Nanguhuli ng mga pulis na medyo nagluloko, ganun ba?
Sir, one of the tasks, yes sir, one of the tasks nung IMEG is to look for, yes sir, yung mga unit natin na nagmo-monitor mga, kung may mga involvement sa illegal activities, yung mga PNP personnel natin. At the same time, they're also checking yung mga readiness ng mga field units natin in the ground.
And there was coordination? Wala ba kayo radyo doon na we're following a vehicle? Were you chasing after the vehicle of the mayor, the IMEG? O nag-overtake lang sila, binaril lang sila?
Hindi sir, no. Hindi naman talaga, hindi nila alam sir. Based on their accounts, hindi nila alam na talaga si Mayor sa kainan.
Well, nakakapagtaka kasi siyempre kung puputukan, mabilis rin yung mga pulis natin doon sa IMEG. Nakaputok sila at napatay nila yung mayor, napatay nila lahat. Tapos sila rin tinamaan. General Elizar, are you going to conduct a higher investigation on this matter?
As I mentioned earlier, sir, this special investigation task group has been created. And the national headquarters of the PNP is in full support of that investigation, sir.
Meaning the investigation conducted by the regional commander?
Yes, sir. So that was the directive of our chief PNP. For the regional police regional office 8 to conduct the investigation through SITG or Special Investigation Task Group Aquino.
Now, I hate to say this, General Ron De Jesus, if I'm not mistaken, De Jesus ba? General Ron, is there a report na there are reports na sinasabi noong una that the mayor was tagged as a drug, and I hope, I apologize to the family. I just want to get to the bottom of this. I really apologize to the family. Totoo ba na may involvement sa drugs si mayor?
As far as we are concerned, sir, we do not have any report on that matter, sir.
So this is really a case of a mistaken encounter. I also have to ask this, sir. I'm sure before you got there, you also had a stint in intelligence. Yung aking director ng Blue Ribbon, sabi nga magulo raw dyan sa Calbayog talaga. Maraming napapatay ng mga tao dyan. Is that true, sir? Parang may death squad.
Not really death squad, sir. So maraming killing incidents in that area. Iba't ibang factors, sir. May insurgency problem doon. May maraming criminal elements doon. So those are the things na contributing to the factors why so many killings are being happened in that area.
And if there are many killings, we have to protect the civilians, don't we? So don't you think you should really create a more stringent enforcement or police visibility in the area so that they will think twice before they start coming around with their firearms.
Yes, sir, we are doing that. Actually, nagdagdag na sir tayo ng mga mobile forces doon. Nandun na rin yung SAF. And we created a task group to attend to those crime incidents.
Are there syndicated crimes being perpetrated in Calbayog, sir?
Sorry po, sir, pakiulit. Sorry, sir.
May
Ano yung
syndicated,
questions?
yung mga syndicates pa dyan, like extortion syndicates or smuggling or gun running or drug selling? Meron ho bang ganyan sa Calbayog?
Ang main problem, sir, dun is insurgency. So, it's a big contributing factor.
I see. And the insurgency situation is quite serious.
Yes, sir.
I see. Well, I hope you'll favor us with an investigation report later on. Not that we suspect you, but we just want to know, and I can report it to the Senate when I make my report here. I just want to express my sympathies to all those who died, both from the mayor's side to his family, the Aquino family, as well as to the policemen, his policemen, and the policemen of your group that died. And I hope that is really the case. The mistaken encounter, it's unfortunate na nagkamali, hindi nagkakakilalanan. Yung nga tinatanong ko, dapat bago kayo bago kayo, nung nagputukan ho ba, may radyo ba yung mga pulis natin ng IMEX? Ano yun? Meron radyo ba yung mga IMEX? May radyo sila o cellphone?
Yes, sir. The main communication equipment they have is the cell phone, and we have to check with the radios.
Yeah, because and that would have to be recorded if it was a radio or a cell phone. Lalabas yan doon sa report ng desk sergeant o kaya nung sino man ang involved sa communications, hindi ba?
Yes, sir. That's correct, sir.
Can you give us a copy of the report based on the first communication that you got that there was an encounter, as well as the initial police report para at least again we can report it to the other members of the Senate that this has been discussed, by the way, by many of the senators, and they were astounded at how this could happen, and another mayor is killed, no? Especially since diba sa Los Baños, meron rin General Elizar, yung mayor ng Los Baños, binalik siya sa loob ng bahay niya o sa City Hall, sa may munisipyo. Meron na ho ba nangyari doon? May nahuli na po ba doon, General? Ano pa ng mayor? Saan? Cesar Perez. I understand his brother was also killed. General, is that true? Previously.
Sir, can you repeat the question, sir, please?
Sir, lumipat na po ako sa Los Baños dahil napatay yung mayor sa munisipyo. Pero may nagsabi rin sa akin na yung kanyang kapatid napatay rin previously in another incident. These are violent incidents that are happening and they seem to be drug-related. Totoo po ba yun?
Sir, we will check. I don't have the information about that, sir.
We would appreciate that. Kasi kahit na, you will agree with me, kahit na drugs involved, pag pinatay na wala sa lugar, mananagot rin ng pulis, hindi ba? Tama po ba yan, sir?
Sir, we are checking that query. Our CIDG region 4A is here with us, checking on that information, sir.
We will wait. There's somebody raising his hand. Yes, sir. Your name is?
Attorney Rudolph Ularbal of the KBP, sir.
KBP?
Yes, sir.
Kilisan ng bagong
Kapisanan ng mga
broadcaster. Kapisanan ng broadcaster. Yes.
I just wanted to contribute to the discussion a while ago, Your Honor, that
Yes, sir.
there's a new development in the Calbayog Mayor incident. Just this
Yes, sir.
morning, a video was circulating to the effect that somebody approached the van of the mayor while the people in the community were kibitzing around it and shot at the people inside the van, even after the incident. This might be worth looking into, Your Honor.
In other words, after the shooting,
While the people were kibitzing around the vehicle of the mayor.
binalikan ba? Tinapos?
Yes, I don't know the purpose, Your Honor. I don't want to speculate, but that is what the video showed.
Can you submit the video to the committee, please?
I'll ask our station to submit the copy, Your Honor.
That would be very much appreciated.
This was in the news this morning, Your Honor.
Yes, we can also subpoena it, but I don't think we need to subpoena it. With your help, I'm sure we can get a copy of that po. Pwede ba?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll ask our station to do it.
Thank you po. Thank you. So, there you go. General, mukhang may questions na naman tayo panibago dyan.
Yes, yes, sir. I also watched the video. This subject for investigation. Actually, sir, yung tinanong natin yung mga personal involved doon kung sino yun and yung mga witnesses. Wala, sir, klaro makapagsabi kung sino talaga yun, kung police ba yun or civilian. Pero kung makikita mo, sir, kung na-review, sir, namin yung video na yun, na walang klarong hawak na baril kung sino man yung nasa video na yun.
Well, I suggest you investigate it. The gentleman from KBP, Mr. Hularbal, ang sabi ba sa inyo, buhay pa si Mayor nung binaril?
Wala naman, Your Honor. In fact, we have not yet inquired into it. The video was just made available to us. That tama po yung point ni General na walang klarong dalang baril. It was only the gunshot sounds.
May pumutok. May pumutok.
Several gunshots.
Several.
Yes, sure.
If you can give us the names of the people that your folks. Yan ba yan? Yan ba yung video yan, sir?
I don't know if that will run, but it's different because in the video this morning, there were a lot of people around the vehicle.
Pero nakaputi siya, pumapasok siya doon eh. O yun o, yung kanang kamay niya nakapasok doon. At, ayan, may baril. Meron siyang long arm.
Sir, hindi yung video na yun eh.
Iba yan, Your Honor.
Iba. Sige po. Maybe you can send it to us immediately.
I'll ask our station. I'm from DZRH, Your Honor. I'll have it sent to your office soonest.
Thank you, Reggie. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's one of my favorite stations, by the way. Nung papanahon. Yes. Rudy, thank you. Thank you very much. That's the kind of citizenship that we need. We have information, you can tell us or you can tell the police para makatulong tayo dahil I'm sure the police are not going to tolerate kung meron mga ganyan naman eh. Basta talagang nakikita wala sa lugar. Di ba, General Ron? Di naman yung papayagan na mangyari yan eh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's correct, sir.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Gerald, yes, sir. So, I'll just give feedback on your query regarding the killing of former Mayor Cesar Perez of Los Baños, Laguna. A murder case has been filed already against the suspect, allegedly a gun for hire. But the suspect is still at large. So we just
prosecuting him
for the eventual arrest of the suspect, sir.
So the suspect has been arrested, sir?
No, not arrested, sir, but a case of murder has been filed already against the suspect.
So he's at large.
At large, sir, still at large. So we'll just follow up the case, sir.
Yes, sir. Follow up ko na lang para masabi naman dito sa Senado may talagang hindi tinitigilan ng pulis yung mga ganyang kaso. No matter who they are. My question earlier is, kahit na criminal yung binaril, you cannot just shoot any man. You have to do it in accordance with law. Tama po ba yan, sir?
Yes, sir. Tama yun, sir. Yun naman, sir, yung ating protocol SOP na ating sinusundan.
And that is the law. That is the law. So, I guess I'd like to thank all of you for now. And we will suspend the hearing. And we will announce to all of you, because it's kind of hard to get hearing spots nowadays because we're all on what we call virtual TV. But it's effective nonetheless. I would like to thank you. I hope it was not a waste of time on your part to come here. And the committee would like to express our deepest thanks and appreciation to all those. We just want to make yung mga humahawak ng mga kasong sinabi ko, yung mga binaril na barangay tanod, yung iba't ibang kaso na si sa Florida Blanca, si Labonera, yung sa Tanawan, si Antonio Alili. General Lizar, could you just give us a follow-up on these cases, and now including the case of Mayor Aquino and Mayor Perez? In the meantime po, we thank you again for your support and cooperation. Larny Lim, what office are you from? I'm sorry. Commission on Audit, the statement has already been made. Thank you for attending. COA is always very, very efficient so far as these matters are concerned, and we appreciate it. And Carlo Almonidovar, also from COA. I thank the very robust participation of COA here, together with Attorney Señorosa, for coming here and expressing your views on the matter. I salute all of you for coming over and caring for the situation. I was going to ask my good friend Ed Galvante kung may plaka yung kotse ni Mayor Ignacio, ni Mayor Lacson. May plaka naman na yan, di ba? Government plate. Governor Aquino, Mayor Aquino. Egay?
Your Honor, hindi po nakita sa litrato, but we'll check, Your Honor.
Yes, thank you. Again, General Galvante is still a very good friend of mine as far as I'm concerned. I don't know if he considers me his friend, but
Mutual, Your Honor. Mutual.
But thank you. Ang hinahabol natin yung mga nasa paligid ninyo na medyo may kapilyuan. I don't have any idea kung kayo meron, but I have no reason to believe that you would involve yourself in such shenanigans. But I'll see you at the next hearing nonetheless. Thank you all very much, gentlemen and ladies, for your kindness. Again, we will just inform you for the next hearing. I salute all of you for your, doing your civic duties. I'd like to thank my friends who are lawyers. I've not seen them in a long time. Justice Dangal de Leon, and Rico Cawili and Rico Domingo, and Ed Squeta, our commissioners. I'm sorry that Vit could not attend today, but nonetheless, the feelings of the National Police Commission, or the thinking of the National Police Commission, has already been stated. My special thanks to the generals, particularly General Elazar. You always come out with very direct answers. Walang paligoy-ligoy, and that's what we appreciate. Thank you, General Ron, as well, and all the others. Have I missed anybody? General Ferro. Again, I remind you about the cold cases. Please submit it to us. and General Marcos for Directorate for Investigation on the record of police cases, yung mga police na may kaso sa inyo. Kindly send it to us. Thank you all. May God bless the Republic of the Philippines, and may God protect your families from COVID and from other bad things. And I would like to bless also itong Undersecretary ng Local Government na Batang-Bata at saka my good friend Jojo of Metro Manila, who does yeoman's work in helping us quell COVID. Be careful with COVID because we have a very, very strong strain going around. Di ba, Jojo? Marami tayong COVID ngayon.
Yes po, Senator. Talagang kailangan mag-doble ingat po ngayon yan. Katulong po namin yung PNP po sa pag-enforce po ng minimum health protocols.
I know that. Thank you very much to all. God bless you. And if you need anything from the Red Cross will serve you no matter who you are, because that's what we're here for. Thank you very much. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas. Take care. Stay safe.
Thank you, Senator.
This hearing is suspended. Thank you. Thank you very much.